So tonight we're going to talk about the best tools of 2021 and the worst tools, the most disappointing of 2021. And we'll probably do a game show. I'll get my son over here. You want to get in? This is Robert. No, I'm just kidding. You want to say hi to YouTube?
Hi.
Is there any tools you like to use?
Yes, a screwdriver and I think a wrench.
A screwdriver and a wrench he likes to use. So maybe let's see if anybody's in the chat.
Hi, YouTubers.
Nobody's in the chat. Oh, we got a bunch of people. All right. We got Jonathan, Jason, Dale, Tool, Matt, Tammy. How you guys doing? Andrew, Shaka, Tool Fabu. What's that? What's going on, everybody? We got Mo.
Yo, I can understand what you're saying now. Man,
all right.
That was weird.
Surprise!
Brandon Lee.
Jamie, I'm doing well. How is everybody tonight? Tammy, are you getting chased by Bigfoot? If you guys don't recall, Tammy last week was having 700-pound rocks thrown at her by Bigfoot. Anybody wondering? We're starting right now. I already sent the link to Denny. I'm expecting him to come in. Man Caver Tools is in the house. Check this out.
Wow, what's going on?
Yo.
Nothing. Hey, David, if you want me to send you the link, I'll hop over to Facebook and send it through Messenger. Because I'm cool like that. But what we're going to talk about tonight, for the first half of the night, we're going to talk about the best tool brands for 2021. That is the tool brands that made the biggest impact this year. And then later on, we're going to do the most disappointing tool brands of 2021. What do you guys think? How's that sound for the evening?
I'm good with that.
And we are also going to be playing a little game brought to you by Dale Bishop, who thought it would be a good time to have game and get you guys more involved.
Nice.
Look at this. Tammy's gonna kill Bigfoot. Tammy, we're just glad you're safe and sound. Vatic is doing his whatever the heck he's doing. He's walking around.
I'm here.
You're on camera, sir. Stay on camera.
Right here. I need one of those things that follow me around.
The chest mount?
Yeah. I don't know where I should have this thing set up. Oh, well. All right. Do we want to start it off? Which one we think did the best? Or
are we going to go in alphabetical order?
Well,
color codes?
Why don't we do this? Pedram, I'll tell you guys how you'll know it's your turn.
Hey, there you go.
Best tools, I would say, have been my internet, my phone. Does that count?
No.
Oh, okay.
Denied.
It's like actual tool brands. So
tool brands,
Milwaukee or whomever.
I kind of have a feeling DeWalt is doing pretty good. I haven't used too many power tools as far as brands. I originally started with cheap stuff, and then I went to I think my first angle grinder that was corded, good brand was the DeWalt, and I killed that one. And then I used Makita, and I killed that one. And then I used what was the last one? The Hilti, and that one's still going. And my Milwaukee, and that one's still going. saws. I don't use too much for like power saws, sawzalls. I have the Milwaukee brushed old stuff. Everything works fine.
Well, maybe I'm not clear enough. I'm thinking, and maybe the people in the chat room here will help me. But what I'm saying is for not
I get
just
your
you,
question. I get
but
it.
for everyone. Like, what brand has really stood out this year as making the biggest impact?
That's what I was thinking, DeWalt.
Yeah. So you said DeWalt, and I know Mo's here. I think Mo.
Hey.
I think Mo's just DeWalt.
Oh no. Honestly, I was thinking off the bat. I was thinking, DeWalt came out with the Power Stack, the 840. Their most impressive impact at the moment. They have the 850. So if we're talking about biggest impact, they have two impacts that are pretty cool right now. But still, I would think, didn't Flex launch this year?
Yes, they did.
So I'm guessing Flex has got to be the winner on that. Just on kind of.
Well, I think Flex is trying to compete with Milwaukee.
Yeah, and I think they're right there. And then if you buy it you don't have much time, but you get that lifetime warranty for this year. I don't know.
Yep.
I think they haven't under promised. I think they're right there with Milwaukee. They just need to keep expanding, and I think they've had a great first year. I think a lot of people have kind of tried them out at least.
Yeah.
I was afraid that that no one was gonna they were gonna die a quick death. I mean, I know it's only been like a year, but I feel like a lot of people like their Flex tools if they have them.
Yeah, no, I would agree. So for me, I have actually I will say in power tools, two brands that I really think stood out. Now, one is kind of obvious, and that's being Flex. So when you come out and you do your little demo and it's kind of over the top like they do, that can sour a lot of people. But then they went out and they lived up to the performance. So kudos to them. I think they're a new up and coming tool brand. I think it's exciting to see what they've done. And the second one is Makita bringing that 40-volt line to the U.S. I think that was a huge step in the right direction for a brand that, as we all know, I'm not a huge fan of. But I will give credit where credit is due. When they stepped up in a big way. Now it needs to get bigger as it is around the world. I want to see them step up and bring it. And we've got people in the chat saying Craftsman, especially after Black Friday. You really can't argue with them as far as getting the homeowner and making it lucrative. That's really exciting. But is that a sign of things to come? Or is that a sign of maybe a brand in trouble? That'd be the one question I have there.
Yeah, I don't know, because the same thing kind of happened for Metabo HPT a little bit ago. I don't know. It seems like Lowe's just kind of goes through this where they just kind of clearance everything out. It's weird. Like, Metabo HPT was doing that a while back, and everybody was thinking, is Lowe's getting rid of Metabo HPT? And they thought they're going to put in Flex in its place, and then nope, they just did some reorganizing, and now Metabo's back up to being, I mean, there's some good deals, but they hop back up there to, the prices they were at. So I'm sure Craftsman's going to do the same.
I also think
great deals right now.
I also think Cobalt's starting to catch up now too.
Oh, man, I was at Lowe's today. I actually picked some stuff up today, and I was at Lowe's. I got 2 Craftsman 4 amp hour batteries for $70.
Yeah,
which is a pretty good deal for 4 amp hour batteries. But you see Tammy saying that Flex is so expensive, and it's true. But if they've got the quality, the power that people want, it's really not that bad. So not to argue with you, Tammy. It's just maybe we're looking at it from different points of view.
Well, and they're focused on the professional. So they're not focused. We're kind of talking about Craftsman. They're definitely not gearing towards the homeowner or the prosumer. They're for professionals. They're trying to compete with Milwaukee. So they got that premium price, but Yeah. If you're doing it every day, you're going to pay for that tool pretty quick.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
agree with you. For me, the Flex and the Makita were the two biggest names of at least the year so far. I think there's a lot of things that are going to change in the new year. I can easily see Craftsman leave that 20-volt and go up to 24 and a 48. If you look at how they're positioning themselves as far as what's on clearance now and how steep those clearance prices are, to me, it doesn't say a whole lot of good about the brand or the line right now. Now, I can be completely wrong about that, but you normally don't see that type of discount on a tool that's relatively new, unless there's a big change coming.
Yeah.
And now Craftsman hand tools been around forever. Craftsman power tools by Stanley Black and Decker have been around a little bit, but I'm wondering if they're maybe trying to position that Craftsman into a different voltage to grab more of that homeowner market, or maybe they're just coming down in price to compete with the types of or the likes of Ryobi or Bauer.
I don't know. I think it has to do more with probably like a stocking or something, like because we saw this with everyone was saying the same stuff about Metabo HPT just a couple months ago, and I just think Lowe's, they're not very. I don't know. They go up and down in prices a lot, which is great for us because we can snag some sweet deals. But it does make you worried if you're in that brand. You're like, why is it going so low? Are they going to end it? But then it bounces back. So I don't think they're doing that because they, Lowe's just got rid of Porter Cable because Porter Cable is only going to be sold at
Tractor Supply.
Tractor Supply, and that's basic. They were basically the same. Craftsman and Porter Cable were. If you look at them, they're pretty much the same tool. Same with DeWalt. Like pretty much is how it looks to me is like DeWalt's where all the new tools are, and then it kind of filters down to all of their, because DeWalt's their big dog at Stanley Black and Decker, and then it kind of filters down. So now Lowe's has Craftsman, which is going to be Porter Cable at Tractor Supply. It's just kind of after. I can't think of the word, for DeWalt. Older DeWalt's or whatever. I don't know.
Well, see, we know Stanley Black and Decker, so their lowest of the low is Black and Decker, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
All brushed, no power, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That next step is their Craftsman line, and then their Pro line is the DeWalt, right?
Yeah.
But if you're Lowe's and you're looking at it and you've got Craftsman and Cobalt. Now, I don't know about you guys, but like there is no comparison in amount of tools between those two, with Craftsman being clearly head and shoulders having more available in the store than Cobalt. But the Cobalt's got the power, which I like, having come from that pro background.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think that that's awesome. Now, other people are mentioning Bosch and their Pro Factor or whatever it's called. And I can't deny that those tools have been phenomenal. I'm just looking at it like, you can have Craftsman as both one of the most exciting and most disappointing of the year. Like they fit into both categories.
Mm-hmm.
When they hit, because I think it was this year really that they started to come into Lowe's as a Black and Decker brand. It may have been last year, but I think it was this year. I don't buy them, so I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at it, I mean, just the name alone, the name Craftsman is worth more than maybe any other tool brand. Even guys that don't know the difference between a drill,
or for the layman, Craftsman has a name to it for sure.
Yeah, and that's where it goes. So, and I will say this, as far as the fourth quarter of this year, there is no contest which location won. Lowe's deals have been killer. And I thought that Black Friday, like when the stuff was coming out back in October, I thought that definitely Lowe's was going to win the fourth quarter. They have not let me down yet.
Mhm.
Cobalt XTR is a contractor grade. Standard Cobalt is for homeowners, which is not an insult. Um, yeah, no, I would agree with that. I don't disagree.
I think I mean, you can't go wrong with Cobalt. I think Cobalts are great tools. My experience is it is heavier. You know, the 24 volts is those batteries aren't tiny. They're not trying to be tiny. Um, it's I start my first impact driver I bought was the Cobalt XTR
Yeah,
impact driver, and that thing had tons of power. It came with that max I forget what it's called, the max output
yep.
4 amp hour battery, and it
Ultimate
was,
output.
yeah, ultimate output. It was awesome, but it was heavy, and that's why I switched to DeWalt. DeWalt was just so much lighter. When my dad was in the DeWalt platform, we had a conversation about why he chose DeWalt and all this and yada yada yada. But you know, weight's a big deal. You know, I mean, that's a value proposition for everybody out there. What matters to you? If power's all you care about, then maybe Cobalt's a good one for you. Price, I think they're the best bang for the buck for sure. But if you're someone that's going to have to use it every day, they are not the lightest tools.
Yeah, I've made an entire channel out of value, and for me, the best value on the market now and has been for the longest time rigid. Um, if you and that's going to be no surprise to anybody that watches my channel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big rigid. I'm not a fanboy because I own every brand, almost every brand, but I definitely, as far as bang for your buck goes, it's very hard to beat rigid.
I
Their
think
warranty alone makes it hard to beat rigid.
I think that
it.
what's keeping Rigid going is that LSA, because Flex is trying to promote their business by doing the lifetime agreement, but that's only temporary. But once you do that, then it's standard. Like Milwaukee has 5 year,
Yep.
DeWalt has 3 year. I'm not sure about Ryobi. I think it's 3 year as well.
Mhm.
And then, I mean, after that,
I think all Shervons are 5 years. So like
Master
Skill,
Force is only 3. That's made by Shervan.
Master Force.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think Skill is 5. I think Cobalt is 5, and I think Flex is going to be 5. They did I think they called it a founders. You know, they were trying to get people to jump over, you know, new guys getting into it, or you know, so trying to
Yeah.
reward people for adopting it. You know.
Well, they should have been smarter about it and maybe had some sales during the year.
Yeah.
That would have
Yeah. Yeah.
made intelligent, because let's face it, most guys in the trades, they've got their brand. They're going to stick to that brand. And the only time that you're really looking to maybe go into a different brand is if the tool you need isn't in that lineup.
Yeah.
Right? That makes sense to everybody, doesn't it?
Yeah. Or if you're doing if you're like a big contractor and you're bidding out a job and you were buying tools just for a job or something, you know, something like that, then I could see that. But yeah, for the daily guy who's buying tools for himself, yeah, you're gonna have to entice him a little bit more to jump ship.
Yeah. And I would agree that Flex, I know their hammer drill, and I almost picked it up today. I really did, because it was on sale for, I think,
170.
yeah, 179, I want to say, and I
Yeah.
almost picked it up. But I don't know. I don't know if it's the colors. I don't know what it is, but I have just been hesitant into getting into the line. And it sounds stupid to say the color, but
Yeah.
I'm not a big gray fan. Like,
Yeah.
gray to me is boring.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now, me again, Dave said that rigid is so limited for options. Well, the reason for that is they ended their Octane and Gen 5X lines this year, and unforeseeable to have some of the shipping difficulties and whatnot. I actually think that rigid, because I'm part of that community. I'm on Facebook, and I listen to them, and I read all the stuff that they come out with. Rigid's going to do some nice things next year. it's just a surprise. I know they got more of their what is it? They were like pack out system coming out. They have announced or at least made intimations that they're going to have somewhere around 30 new tools released next year, and not one of them animated with fur.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jackass.
So we were talking about Lowe's selling Craftsman. Actually, I went into Napa the other day, and they actually have DeWalt and Craftsman and Milwaukee. I think that's their three big ones. I think they might have some Mastercraft stuff. I'm not sure, but they were promoting it pretty good in there, and they did
Yep.
have the pack out stuff inside of there. I saw a little deal in there. I might consider asking them, but that was something else. But
Metabo.
yeah, actually, Makita does a 3-year as well. I think we were talking about the warranty, but Makita's a 3-year as well.
Yep, Metabo is lifetime, but it's only for as long as they make the tool. So that is the one nice thing about Metabo HPT.
Yeah.
Now,
Hey.
German Metabo, I think, is 5 years. So
Mhm.
Go ahead.
I didn't want to. So we were talking about who we thought won this year, and I started off saying I initially was thinking DeWalt, and then I
Yeah.
talked about Flex, but I do think DeWalt did really. They released a lot of tools this year. They were the first to, they're coming out with the Power Stack,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. I know they
Huge,
came
yeah.
out with impact drivers, but they also had a bunch of impact wrenches, 12 volt and 20 volt. Multiple different versions. I know they came out with a bunch of tools this year.
Yeah,
So
it
I
is.
know DeWalt's not one to.
It is hard to argue that DeWalt has won the fourth quarter, both in sales and with their releases and whatnot. Maybe late third quarter into the fourth. It would be hard to argue against DeWalt making a major move this year, but I think that's going to pay off next year,
Yeah.
as opposed to this year. I know that for me though, their impact drivers still need some work. They're just not quite up to snuff with
Well,
the others.
I try to predict the future. I think they're trying. They came out with these guys this year. The 840 and the
840 and
850, and 840 is their most powerful at the moment. But you can see it doesn't have an XR on it, so I think they're gonna make some kind of slap an XR on this. Maybe make it look a little more like this. I don't know. I bet they're coming out with an XR next year. I would think.
I think your microphone is going out a little bit there.
On me.
Mine, Zadix.
Maybe it's on all
I
of you.
think these headphones are gonna die soon, and I have to head out here pretty soon, anyways. But I just wanted to hop on and talk to you guys while not too many people are on.
I don't even know how long we're gonna go. I just kind of play it by ear.
Mhm.
Like last week, nobody wanted to talk about what I want to talk about, so I said, let's end it.
Let's end it. Yeah.
But honestly, and Pedram and I were talking about this before we went on. I just thought it would be funny to have P open the show like I wasn't here.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
But I really do think things in this tool world need to change as far as how we present and whatnot, because it is. I mean, I don't know. I know I'm not unique. I talk to a lot of people from this world, and I can say for the most part, there aren't a whole lot of us watching anybody else. We're putting stuff out, and if our friends if Jim or Joe or Beard, they put something out, I watch. I make it a point to watch. But if I didn't know them, their stuff is entertaining and it's good, but I don't know that I would have to watch.
Mm.
Does that make sense to you guys?
Right.
Yeah, you can find one creator that because a lot of us cover the same stuff. So if you find one you like, then yeah, you can stick with that one. Where if you have a different thing, is what you're saying, then they'll have to come to you.
Yeah, and you guys have already seen, like, I am doing things differently already, and it's just like phase one of the stuff that I'm going to change. Mm-hmm. But it won't do me any good if I'm the only one doing it, because is it different enough? I don't know. I just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But like the live stream, no one in the tool world really was doing the live stream. And when Beard and Joe came up with this idea, it was just, I was like, yeah, I'm in. No need to explain it to me. I'm in
Mm-hmm.
because it's different. And if we don't have different, then it's boring and it's the same. That's,
Mm-hmm.
and that does tie into what we're talking about tonight, because how many years did some of these brands sit and rest and wait on their laurels or for somebody else to make a move
Mm-hmm.
before they changed anything? Right? Even DeWalt coming out with these power stack batteries or whatever they call. It was in reaction to Flex saying they were going to have that,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
Flex is actually the one that's forcing the change on the market.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, I thought that whole thing was funny. You know, we saw a leaked image of Flex having those the same kind of technology, and then we knew that there was a DeWalt thing going on, and they're like, okay, release the footage. You know, even the creators that went to that thing, you know, they were told they weren't allowed to release to a certain date, and then they lifted the I don't know, is it called an embargo or whatever? They were like, do your stuff. You know, Flex is, you know, it's been leaked. We want to be the first ones. You know, so that was funny.
Yeah, it is. Pedram, what do you think? Am I way off base here?
No, I agree. It's like we could just continue and watch the same thing over and over and have like a slight little change to it, or we can actually just set a new path, like what you want to do,
Yeah.
and get to like actual what people want. Hey, Jim,
Hey,
Bill.
Phil, how the hell are you?
good. How you doing?
I'm living the dream over here. How are you?
So I see you classed up the woodshed you had built on
I
the side of
went
your house.
I went with some hobo insulation right here, buddy.
Harbor Freight moving blankets.
Of course. Any other way? This is
They
what
might
happens when this is not a permanent structure. This is just a thing that I threw together because the garage was too freaking cold, and I don't want to insulate it because as soon as I'm done here, I'm taking it all apart.
you need to put a banner back there like Jim does.
Yeah. This is a fake Zoom background because my office is a mess. So
People
Man,
are happy to see you, Phil.
yeah,
Wow, there's a lot
Jonathan
of people.
Sherwood, what's going on? Lila's Tools.
Look,
Yeah,
Ed, the old tech guy. Well, correct.
$2 super chat.
Yeah, it's just Ed, the old guy.
Ed, the old guy.
We removed the tech out of respect for tech. Well, Ed, if you're here, you should be here. Oh, Pedram's out. He'll be back. Down
Phil,
east. Look at this. We're getting a lot of stars in here tonight. So, Phil.
Even Joe gave up on the Phil thing.
No one gave up on the Phil thing. No
Well,
one.
Joe did, but I know you'll never let it go.
Nope. So, what do you think? The biggest player, I guess, is the best way to ask it, of the 2021 year.
Oh, it's like tool brand. I gotta say DeWalt. I think, and it sounds like from the tail end of the conversation you guys were just having, it sounds like maybe some of you thought the same thing. But I think early in the year I had the thought that their impact drivers were, the 887 was kind of dated and loud and not very, it's still plenty for driving screws. Let's face it. But when you really put them to the test, it fell behind. So I think, they came out with both the Atomic 850 and the 840 at Lowe's, which is my favorite. They came out with the new Atomic impact wrenches and the Lowe's version of the impact wrenches. They're all very, very compact and powerful. The new Power Stack battery. Yep, those two right there.
Here,
I'll
I'm
take
gonna,
that 840.
boom, solo
There you
view.
go. So yeah, I'd say DeWalt. I think Flex man, I don't think they've made the dent in the market that they thought they were going to. You know, so as much as I can thank Flex for getting my channel jump started back in April, I'd say DeWalt. Now that being said, you know, I talked to a TTI rep, and I think you did too, Robert, at your local Home Depot.
Yep.
That thought there were going to be some new Milwaukee tools coming out. They said around the holidays, quote unquote. Well, it's almost Christmas here. Haven't heard much. I'm sure supply chain issues are a problem, but we'll see what Milwaukee has maybe first quarter next year. But I'd say for this year, I'd have to go with DeWalt. They beat Flex to the punch on the lithium pouch batteries and some really good impact drivers and wrenches. So
Yeah. I think I surprised the world by saying Makita with their 40-volt line was like the second biggest for me of the year. And it's not for the impact that they're going to have this year with it, but it's the impact that they'll have in the future if they continue to provide tools in it. Now, I am sure DeWalt's going to do what they do. They put out a ton of tools every year, some good, some bad. You know, they're yellow and black Ryobi in some instances. But there's no denying it that they're doing well. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but we have Ed, the old guy in here, being old.
Yeah,
Ed,
what's happening, guys? How you doing, man? I'm glad to hear you're talking about Makita's 40-volt line, man. That line has the potential of being really good or really bad if they don't produce the types of tools that we're all expecting on it. But I've got high hopes for it.
Well, if they give it the attention that they did in Japan, if they give it the attention they did in Japan, it definitely has the potential to be a game changer here in the U.S. I would like to see him make the handle a little bit bigger for, you know, men.
For big-handed people.
Here we go again. Look,
Phil, you were saying something.
You know, Japanese people don't have big hands, right?
Pedram said it for me, so there you go.
I gotta hop off, guys. See you guys.
Later,
All right,
Zach.
see ya.
All right, take it easy.
I was going to say that 40-volt line, I mean, it's targeted at commercial customers and contractors, not consumers. But, man, it's still – those tools are expensive. Even the stuff that doesn't need to be a 40-volt tool or that was really just an 18-volt tool converted over is expensive. The drill, the impact driver, you know, they just repackaged their 18-volt tools to fit the 40-volt line, and they cost too much, you know. So that's just me.
So
I think they did that for launch because they wanted to have a bunch of tools out there to say, hey, look, we've got tons of tools ready to go on our 40-volt line. And I'm not going to say that they repackaged them, but they sure used a lot of the same similar components on some of the stuff. So I think that, again, it's got the potential of being really big, and you just got to give it some time for them to catch up. You saw the same thing happen in 18-volt with a lot of stuff with their tools. They put some pretty weak stuff up in the beginning, and as the 18-volt line matured, they put some pretty heavy stuff in there. I'm hoping they'll do that with 40-volt. You just can't be the first early adopters. You can't be running for that. And I think you could say that for a lot of the different tools, right? Like, I mean, you guys tell me that.
You are Ed, the old tech guy, because for me, when the LXT line was coming out, I was in college, and the last thing on my mind was power tools. Hey, one thing I'll say, me again, Dave made a comment about the 21700 cells. The 2. So I always get confused here because there's a 2.5, there's a 4 amp hour, there's a 5, and then there's that giant 8, which is like a 16 in 18-volt terms. But is it the 2.5 tends to have more power and has the 21700 cells, but then the 4 amp hour has 18650s? I can check on the side here, but not all of the 40-volt not all of the 40-volt batteries are 21700 cells. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
So they are still slipping 18650s in on new battery lines. Same thing with Flex. The 2.5 and the 5 are 18650s, and maybe those size batteries will be replaced by these lithium pouch ones sometime down the line. I mean, that might be what we see as a trend for the first rollouts of these lithium pouch batteries, is that they're going to start replacing the smaller ones, and then they'll come out with the bigger ones later. But
Well, they'll almost have to, right? They're going to have to come out with bigger amp hour batteries if they're going to continue in that line, or there's no reason to get it. You don't want to try to throw one of those on an angle grinder.
yeah, yep.
What are you going to get? Like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes of runtime?
We might find out.
You're welcome, and I want credit. I'm just saying, just like leave a link. No, Makita for me has consistently been one of the most disappointing lines out there, just because their battery tech just has not kept up with market. And we're not like 21700 cells are not new. They've been out for a while. And why Makita won't adapt is beyond me. Cost, maybe?
Well,
retooling?
for Makita, now for me this isn't a deal breaker if I'm Makita, but they're 36-volt tools that take two 18-volt batteries. All of them are designed with no clearance between the two packs. So there's no room on their 36-volt tools to go with the wider battery packs. Now, that being said, if I was Makita, I'd say, all right, I'm going to come out with a 21700 cell LXT battery. I don't log into to Marius's stream like one time and it figures. But anyway, I would come out with a 21700 cell pack for the LXT line and just stamp on it or put it on the packaging and put it in the marketing material. Not compatible with 36-volt tools.
Sure.
And that way, if you want to slap it on your 18-volt tool, it works. If you want to use your 36-volt tool, you've got to use the original model batteries. But I mean, I could see confusion and stuff for people that aren't tool nerds like us, just buying a battery and going, why can't I fit these on my 36-volt tool? So
yeah, you guys know how I feel. I honestly believe that the tool universe here on YouTube is not really geared for 95% of the population. We're just 5%ers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of a 5%er, we got a pro in the house, and he's also an electrician. Robert, how you doing tonight? Good name.
Hey, pretty good. Let me close off this other stream. Hang on.
All right.
How's it going?
Hey,
On delay.
We're on TV.
I saw a really ugly person next to me.
I would say I'm probably the most colorful one here.
Well, I was listening to y'all in the car and doing all the family Christmas stuff,
I'm surprised Robert should be wearing orange.
Yeah.
Jim, you're supposed to be wearing green. I don't know.
I'm wearing my favorite Noah hoodie.
There you go. And then, so I was gonna say, as far as the Makita line, you guys were talking about the Japanese being here. It's okay. So Ed knows about this. Japanese cars in Japan are totally different from U.S. cars, and they will not. So it's almost like the right-hand drive cars everybody wants here. They got over there. The engines are more powerful over there. The quality of build is better. So I don't think Makita will bring the Japanese tools to the U.S. I think it's their thing. It's their that's their bread and butter probably.
I'd really like to see them because Hikoki, aka Matabo HPT, does this too. They have that it's 125 millimeter, which we lost Robert, other Robert. that 125 millimeter saw, which is like 5 inches and change. Both of them have it. It has the reverse bevel, so like Tools and Stuff did videos on him and his thing was like if you're cutting out a subfloor, say maybe it's damaged or rotted, you can actually reverse bevel it and kind of angle it so you can butt it up against the wall or whatever. But they probably won't sell those here, even though they're apparently popular in Japan because both Hikoki and Makita have them. But I'd love to see one here. We just probably won't ever see one here.
Sorry, guys. I was trying to switch my network over to a faster network. But when I did that, it kind of took me off the room. So apologize.
Well, didn't shut the live down, so that's good.
Yeah.
No, he could leave and the live would still be up. He has to actually log back in and shut it down.
That's the thing about StreamYard is you can leave your own stream and let other people like continue to hijack it.
That's funny.
I don't know if any of you guys did any of you guys watch any of Suburban Beard's Black Friday like marathon stream?
No, but I was on his
Yeah.
Black Friday shopping thing for like 6 or 7 hours, and then he shut down.
Yeah. So, but he had it set up so that like if he lost his signal on his phone in the store, he could just jump back in and it wouldn't discontinue.
That's crazy.
I think he did it with this. I'm not sure.
He was doing where it was like linked to other cameras. I mean, this guy has got it down. Josh is amazing.
Yeah. Yep.
He is. I wish you were here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that started he was kind of the one that was like, hey, let's start doing a Sunday night stream.
And then Robert got stuck with it way over there.
Yep.
But he's been keeping it alive, so.
Yeah. And then I just left and we're staring at his faux leather chair and his Harbor Freight moving blanket.
All right, we all do it.
Yeah, that's hiding his thick house.
So what's new with you, Robert?
It's not fake leather either.
You might have the same chair. Do we have the same chair? Hold on. It's not going to show up because
no
fake background. Yeah, we might have the same. No, mine's all different.
Yeah.
You guys shop at the same thrift store.
Yeah.
Mine was actually custom made for me.
We just did our Christmas thing with my in-laws. I just wound up with hang on.
I've never heard of OBS.
This is a caveman style.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're gonna hurt yourself.
Well, that's inevitably going to happen at some point. Yeah.
What do you use that for?
What do I use it for?
Yeah.
Cutting things.
What are you doing?
Fish?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'd imagine, skinning a deer. I don't know. I'm sure you could do a lot of things with it.
Yeah.
Pretty sharp.
Yeah. It looks like a good knife. Where'd you get that?
I just got it for Christmas. I probably use it as a Ooh, it's not balanced like that. Probably use it for a conversation piece.
Spin it.
Spin it.
Nice.
This will make the live stream real popular once I cut my finger off on it, right?
Yeah.
The blood brought to you by Milwaukee Power Tools, where your finger can go home with you.
It's got a pretty good little sheath to it too. Not too bad.
Somebody said, what was the comment you highlighted, Robert, about German Metabo?
Here, I'll put it back up.
Yeah. So speaking of German, but made in China, hold on.
The last thing I knew Germany made really well was like a chili chamber.
Oh man, I know. Anyway, thanks to our
Shaka.
Yeah, well, you were asking about probably 27 minutes ago. I was driving in the car, and you were asking what the most standout brand of tools, and I think Mo Work was on there. and he was talking about what I was going to say. Yeah, DeWalt really knocked it out of the park with their 12 volt, man. They came out with the bandsaw, the SGS drill, and the second variation of their 1/2-inch impact driver without the stupid buttons on the bottom. The 801, that thing's a monster.
Yeah. Thank you, Shaka. I appreciate the $2 super chat. Very much appreciated. All this money goes to Toys for Tots. This will be the last weekend that we're doing that, and tomorrow. Now, we only collected like $30 through this, but tomorrow I'm going to be writing them a $200 check and sending it in with just a deep appreciation for Troopers Toys for Tots.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
I'd clap if I could, but I only got one hand.
It's all right. We know you got the clap.
So I just unboxed this Einhell saw while I was sitting here. This is one of the smallest recips I've ever seen. Cheap
You
tool
have to say it.
coming up.
You have to say it with the German accent.
Einhell. Yeah, thanks to our friend whose name I won't mention, the bear. He had a link to Sunjo, and Sunjo had Einhell on super clearance. But thanks to FedEx, I got a bunch of the tools and none of the batteries.
Wow.
So I can't do anything
Right?
until FedEx releases them from purgatory.
Well, it's better than having stuff shipped from Home Depot and getting sent through off track.
Was that like a last mile regional?
And they're the worst around here. I've had 2 packages not delivered to me.
I can't remember. There's some regional shipper like that's only in the Northeast that sometimes gets stuck with like last mile stuff. Laser ship. We have laser.
Oh my god.
I remember I almost got rear-ended by a laser ship van a few months ago. He ended up passing me and was like, "How's my driving?" And I'm like, "I should call that number." They're like, "Hey, your guy's driving sucks."
Yeah.
God.
So yeah, you think the DeWalts are? I mean, it seems like everybody's agreeing that the DeWalt is probably one of the better tools of this year.
Yeah, I mean, Flex, the marketing on Flex is just bad. It's just really bad. You got a lot of people. First off, it's a flagship, founder's warranty, blah, 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 brand new brand that they're trying to promote. But they're putting the whatever you want to call it, turbo mode, it doesn't have the most power. They're putting that on sales and stuff. And if you are truly trying to dominate the market, you're going to be promoting those a lot more and offering as availability the lower quality stuff. You're going to wind up with people buying stuff Cobalt quality because the price was good, when really this brand was about going after the big dog and, being comparable in price, where you're going to have people that are going to get the Flex. It's not going to be amazing. And then you're going to be left thinking, well, that wasn't really that great. It was just another tool.
I just have one thing to say about Flex. Shit! That's the show brand. Shit!
I don't know anybody that got the drill models confused when they came out.
I'm not saying people got confused. I'm just saying I saw a lot more advertising and stuff.
Hold on a second. I know of one guy that maybe thought he hit the jackpot with the high-end Flex tools and then just got like the maybe not high-end Flex tools.
Yeah.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Built quite the channel for himself out of it, as a matter of fact.
That is still my highest viewed video by a margin of about 20,000 views.
That's funny.
And I threw it in at the end. Oh, by the way, this might not be the top tier drill.
Yeah.
It's a bogus test. Ah! I still get nasty comments on that.
You know what, Phil? Philly, you didn't use the right battery for that drill. I don't think it did well.
It had
Why'd
the
you use a
V handle.
2.5 amp hour battery? Because they shouldn't have even sold me the 2.5 amp hour battery. It was March.
I am waiting for people to start commenting that you need to use the like the little converters so that each drill or impact is using the same battery, so that they can't complain about it. Because now that
But
they're
you
out,
pick
I mean,
pick the wrong Chinese
Should
company
we
to
also
buy it
paint them
from.
the same color? That way they're the same color and matching.
just test the same tool against itself and see how it does.
Whenever I was showing that flex, the angle impact the other day, I was nervous to try the 12 volt with the same battery against itself. I'm worried about what the comments are going to say.
It's bad. I mean, you're always gonna have, no matter what you do, you're always gonna have somebody that doesn't like what you do.
Yeah, that's inevitably going to happen.
Yeah.
No, the best thing that Flex makes, if you ask me, is actually their vacuum. Their vacuum is really, really nice. It's not a job site vacuum for picking up, but it's a really, really good dust collection. I don't, you can sand with it and hook it up to a sander, and there's not a cloud in your shop. Like the filtration on it, it actually has 3 different levels. It even has a bag. I haven't used a bag yet. I've just used the just the standard filter with it. And then it's got that button that you can push that knocks the filter clean without even having to open up the whole vacuum. It's a really, really good design. I would get into the Flex just for that vacuum, honestly.
I
Oh,
love what Jim's doing over there.
thanks, Phil.
So,
We
isn't there-
appreciate you, buddy.
Isn't there a company? I'm trying to remember who it is. They're really into woodworking. They sell shop vacs for woodworking.
Oneida?
What is it?
No, Oneida has maybe the best dust collection system, well, secondary dust collection system.
I feel like there's
Yep,
another one.
looks just like that.
You see it?
But to answer Man Caver Tools' question, yes, I did watch your You Call BS on Flex video. I thought it was pretty good. Festool. Yeah, oh, I love Oneida stuff. I have it in my garage right now.
Works pretty good.
Yeah.
There's another company. Festool. There it is. Festool.
Yep.
That's the one.
Yeah, Festool. Yeah, I
wanna
mean,
thank
what, $500
Lama
for a
all his
vacuum?
hard work right now. He is putting
Thank you, man.
links to everybody's channel
Thank you, Lama
in
Lama.
the chat. So very much appreciated, Lama. I tried to do it, but it wouldn't let me. And I was trying to do it while holding the microphone in one hand. So that's my excuse, and I'm going to stick with it.
Hey, if you believe the Flex marketing, bro, their tools cause no dust on your face. Don't
Oh yeah,
I've got a great short on that. If you guys want to see it, it's
I do want to
hilarious.
see it.
Throw
That's
it.
hilarious.
Throw it up.
Oh no, I can't throw it up right now.
Oh,
You have to go
that's
on my
right.
channel and watch it. I told you guys on Friday, on Sundays. I'm sorry for the next, while I'm working. I'm sitting here putting up coax right now, running the low voltage and testing it right before we start putting up drywall. So we
There you
start
go.
putting up drywall on here. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm working while I'm on the stream, but I don't have a choice. I just need to at least get some of this work done. I can only do it on weekends.
Understood. It's
Hey,
all
while
good,
we're
man.
crapping on Flex, look what I did the other day. I busted this off, and now it mounts like this.
We can't see that. Hold on. I'm going to give you the solo screen, Robert.
See, it clips in like that, and then nice.
Doesn't look like a rigid product.
No, definitely not a rigid product.
So it didn't hold up.
I had a whole glue laminated slab, and I don't know what I was thinking, man. There was stuff everywhere, and it was really heavy. It was like 100 pounds, and I just set it right on top of the vacuum on the corner, and I heard it snap, and I was like, awesome.
So let me ask you guys, while we're all here and we're all collected, let's just do round robin. You tell me the best tool you bought this year.
You said Robin, but you meant me? Me?
No.
Who?
I'm going to do this. Watch.
Ah, there you go.
Phyllis?
A DCFA 40 from DeWalt. Cheap, tons of power, tiny.
Sometimes it's just too easy. I'm just going to move on.
I'm going with DeWalt.
What's the best tool? Not best tool
Uh,
brand, best tool.
Best tool brand. Man, that's going to be a
Tool,
tough one.
tool, not
Best
brand.
tool?
Tool.
Oh, best tool? I don't know. For my purposes, I would say grinder because that's the one I use the most, other than the welder and grinder.
But
Uh,
which one?
What
Which one?
specific
Trying to
tool?
pull teeth.
I have lately. I've been using my Lincoln welder and my Milwaukee grinder.
Man, the Lincoln welders are always nice.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Are those
Any-
made by the same company as Lincoln Logs?
Yes, yes, it
Uh,
is.
Of
yeah,
course.
they build your house.
I work with wood. I don't really do metal.
Trust
Ed,
him; he's an engineer.
Man, dude, that's a tough one. I did get that. Oh, you guys aren't going to believe I'm going to say this, but the Milwaukee 12 volt kit with the
M12
drill.
called M12.
Thank you. The M12 fuel. Thank you very much. That one was pretty good. But I'm divided because I also got a bunch of Snap-on ratchets that I got so cheap that I think I want to say my Snap-on ratchets were the best buy of the year for me.
I gotta say, Ed, you should never underestimate the power of the dark side of the force.
I agree.
Okay.
You just went Milwaukee and Snap-on.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Listen, I have said many times. I've said many times. Why not for me? I've said many times that I don't like Makita's 12 volt line. I've said that many times. I'm not a fan of it. I like their 18 volt line. I love it. What I don't like about Milwaukee's 12 volt line, I'm gonna have to talk about that at some point. I hate that battery, how it snaps in on the bottom. That
Yep.
stand up battery. That thing is. Why the heck didn't they do a slide
They,
battery
they,
like
they
Makita
separate
did?
from the shell. You drop them, they're trash. They're just man.
Yes. But
Man.
I gotta admit the power's there, and I like that.
compact.
So it's a tough call,
Mm-hmm.
but 18 volt for me, it's Makita. For the 12 volt, I do like what they're doing with Milwaukee because of the car tools with the
Right.
ratchets and different things. That's the reason I got into that line. So that's it for this year.
Okay, Robert, sit down. You're next.
Well,
You dink.
I was looking for a Milwaukee battery.
Go ahead.
This thing, the Flex.
Flex hammer drill.
Yeah, it's a monster. I was far away from a Home Depot. It was getting dark. I managed to run this thing through brick in hammer drill mode, even though it's a wood bit. With this drill, this thing's just stupid. And then I use the chuck of the drill to widen the hole out further. That's why there's no more black on it. Makes a pretty good hole saw.
That drill is a beast. There's no denying it.
Yeah. It's 4,000 RPMs, man. If you want to drive screws fast, I don't think there's anything faster than it right now. There's just not. I'm sure there will
I would
be.
agree with that. And you know what? I don't really have a favorite tool that I bought this year, but I can tell you the one that surprised me the most, and that had to have been the little M12 impact that I tested yesterday. Because first of all, I know Milwaukee makes some of the best impact drivers in the world, and I'm not an idiot. I would never deny it, but I was surprised at how easily it handled that Makita Sub Compact. I don't know. And maybe it's just freshness wearing on me. But aside from that, Ted McDonald sent me a Craftsman hammer drill, the brushless hammer drill, and I've truly been impressed with that. Now we put
It's probably an old DeWalt model that they just put a red clamshell on.
I knew it.
We talked about most impressive. And if you have a most impressive, you have to have a least impressive. So we're going to go in the opposite direction of what we just did. All right. So Phil, you're going to be last, and Robert, you'll be after me. So the least impressive tool for me this year, far and away, is the Ryobi HP1 Plus hammer drill. It's inconsistent unless you pair it with the right battery, and it just doesn't keep up with the other stuff on the market. Look at him, not paying attention.
I'm trying to find the tool. It's the 12 volt Makitas. The 12 volt Makitas were trash.
I would agree.
Yeah, the 12 volt Makitas were bad. Hey, while I'm here though, what you can do is you take once these batteries start doing this number here, where they start separating because they all do it. You just go on Amazon and you buy a battery for $20, and then you throw it in the trash before it sets your house on fire, and then you put your old Milwaukee's back in the shell. So this is actually a genuine Milwaukee cells with the aftermarket shell.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's just horrible that you have to do that.
It is horrible, but I mean, and I got all these batteries. Like I was fully vested in Milwaukee 12, but I recently just sold it all for like $300, like $1,000 of tools.
Jeez. All right, Ed, you're up.
I have to say that the most underwhelming tool that I got was, man, that's a tough one.
Makita Sub Compact, real easy.
I didn't buy it, right? Like I'm still look. I'm gonna show you. I got my look at my old Makita. Thank you, Stephen W. Doolittle. He gave me that one, but I have one just like it. I use it. I got my old Makita stuff. I rock it. But I'm still using the old one.
Was that a cord?
That was a cord on one. Yeah, that's right. What's wrong with cord? Nothing wrong with cord.
Nothing's wrong with cord. I just hadn't seen one in forever.
Yeah, nothing wrong with cord. But at least, man, that's a tough one, dude.
I know. These aren't designed to be easy all the time.
I'm trying to think of what was bad. See, that's unfair. You had Ryobi. If I would have purchased anything Ryobi, I would have said Ryobi too. But I did get the Klein Tools low voltage tester. And because my Fluke one broke, because I lent it to somebody and it ended up in a flood and his basement flooded. That was real nice. And a real expensive Fluke tester for low voltage. And I got I got the one from Klein that costs about, man, that thing cost like $200. And it was underwhelming compared to my Fluke. Very underwhelming compared to it. At least my Fluke could do a certification of the coax or Cat 5. This thing can't. This thing barely tells me the distances, but I have to put it in power over Ethernet mode, which sucks. I want to be able to see the distances of my cable the minute I'm doing the test. So I think for me, it's going to be the Klein Tools low voltage tester. I know it's not probably what you're looking for, but
no. Hey, it's not for me to tell you what is the worst tool you bought.
I'm not going to say worst. I'm going to say underwhelming. I still use it, and I'm going to use it as a daily driver for a while, and maybe I'll get used to it, and maybe I won't miss my Fluke so much till I could buy the Fluke. But I'm going to say most underwhelming.
Yeah, your buddy the Bear said that Makita 12 volt is the big guy.
Big guy of what? The big guy of what?
The 12 volt.
I'm
not. Yeah.
He said it's the best 12 volt out there.
He said with between the Makita Sub Compact and their 12 volt lineup, it's hard to compete with Makita.
Wow!
I thought, wow.
As a Makita lover, I can't even agree with him. And you guys know I'm a hardcore Makita lover.
They had one job.
I'm with Ed. I'm a huge Makita fan, but not their subcompact and 12 volt line.
All right, Pedram.
All right, worst tools I would have to say I've had so far are the old Craftsman 1/4 inch ratchets. Worst tools. Really? They've never worked. You use them about 10 minutes. I don't know if Ed's dealt with any. I don't know if you guys use ratchets as far as hand tools. But the 1/4-inch Craftsman ratchets that were probably made early 2000s before they did the 90 tooth were the worst ratchets I've ever dealt with. I think maybe even the 3/8. The 1/2 inch I put a lot of stress on those. I haven't had any issues with. The not ratcheting pry bar 1/2 inch, I don't think I broke those. I think I broke a generic one. But I would say the 1/4-inch is probably the worst tool I've ever used so far.
Okay. Did you get those this year?
No, actually, the ratchets I've had for many years. I bought like a 300-piece Craftsman ratchet set where it had the 1/4, 1/2 inch, 3/8. It came in a drawer case before they went to these weird locking red ones. It was a black one with a handle on the top.
Yeah.
I still have that case. I love it. I just replaced the ratchet with another one, and the 1/4-inch I just don't use. I think I went and I bought a used one on eBay from like a Matco or a Snap-on, whatever the orange handle is. And man, that thing is so smooth. I lost that one. I don't know where I put it, but I know I got that one sitting somewhere. But I think the Husky ones are a much better replacement for that. But Craftsman is garbage on those. Back
All right.
the old ones. I don't know about the new ones.
All right.
All right, I'm up. I would say the most disappointing tool for me was the Ryobi Compact HP impact driver. So the one with the black rubberized nose on the impact driver, not the silver one or the one with the 4 modes. That was the first in my subcompact showdown series for impact drivers, and it was much less powerful, much slower than certainly the rigid subcompact and both the Makita and Metabo HPT subcompact lines. So Ryobi, most disappointing for me. I don't know if Shaka Gillis is still here, but I know he'll like to hear that.
Well, we lost me again, Dave, because apparently saying that you disagreed with somebody's hate speech, but it is what it is for me. If you say something that's absurd on its face and at its core, it's not hate speech saying you disagree. But there you go. And I like.
Can I say that anybody that said Ryobi has to say a second tool, because that's unfair. Anything Ryobi could be the most disappointing tool in your lineup.
Well, okay, listen, Ed. To counter that, I will say I've been using the Ryobi cordless 16 gauge, 18 gauge, and 23 gauge nailers for about 4 years now. And no, more like 5 years, and almost never have a jam. They work great. So
that's an unfair advantage, because I'm going to tell you this: that's the only tool that anybody can say for the most part on Ryobi. Even monkeys fall out of trees sometimes. They're going to produce a good tool at some point that they're going to get ready for Milwaukee. So they let all you Ryobi users test it first, and they say, "Oh, that's a great nailer. Let's put it in Milwaukee." So nah. You got to pick another one.
All right. A disappointing tool. I'll be honest. I now that I've started doing this channel, I've had very few disappointments among major tool brands. Obviously, there have been some disappointing knockoffs. All right, how about this? The biggest disappointment for me was when Greenworks offered to send me a drill. And if you guys, the 4 people that watched the blower video that I did in collaboration with Torque Test Channel, the Greenworks outdoor power equipment is excellent. They make very good outdoor power equipment. So when they were going to send me a drill, I'm like, oh, I haven't really seen their drills. And I went to use it, and it started smoking on a 1/2-inch twist bit. That was disappointing, because that's a good brand going cheap, trying to make tools outside their wheelhouse.
I like it. That's a great example. Thanks, Philly. Thanks for indulging my impatience in this.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I love Greenworks OPE. I really do. I have a couple of their outdoor power equipment items, and I've always found them, but I never even thought about using them for other power tools. So for me, if I were to pick one, it's actually one I got on a great deal as part of a combo kit on clearance at Home Depot for $112, and that'd be the Makita Sub Compact. That thing is absolute trash. The impact driver that comes with it, that's painful to use. I mean, it is absolute trash. So, Ed, do I have to pick another one because that was so obvious?
Well, I almost should tell you to, but nah, that's all right. Other guys picked the subcompact, and I was expecting it, so no, I'm good with it.
Yeah, and the XDT 13 also trash. What is their 18 volt their other 18 volt
16.
impact driver?
XDT 16.
Yeah, that thing's trash too.
You know where I think the XDT 16 fits in is if you're doing machine work, because it has multiple bolt modes, and you can basically you could set that thing so that you don't have to pay attention to what you're doing, and you're not going to snap off smaller fasteners and stuff. I think that's probably where it fits in, because it's definitely not the fastest on wood fasteners.
No, I'm going to say it would serve as a good backup to your Bauer impact driver if your Bauer goes on the fritz.
Hey man, I always say this in defense of Makita. Whose tools do you see at the Home Depot rental counter being beat up for years and years, still making Home Depot money?
Uh-huh.
You know,
burn up, no one cares.
Before I went Milwaukee, man, I had a lot of Makita. I had probably 12, 14 batteries. And you're talking from 2007 to 15, maybe 14 when Milwaukee came out. So, a good solid 5 years. I never had a bad battery with Makita. Now, I did have to have 14 batteries. I had the bandsaw, I had the vacuum, I had the SGS drill, I had everything. But I did my research, and I knew that when Milwaukee hit, this was before red lithium even existed. It was like the red lithium came in like 6 months after Milwaukee M18 kind of was around, and they started with this red lithium battery stuff. And I told my buddy, I was like, look, give me $300, you can have all my Makita. I'm going to go buy the new Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. And it was a good decision, as you can see, because I still have, all those.
I can remember when I told somebody that I was trading in my Makita or getting rid of all my Makita and going into a different line. Being an electrician back in the day, Makita was the biggest name out there. But I would say that I have a hard time finding people using Makita in the electrical trade on a regular basis right now.
Yeah, there you go.
You know how much money this Makita has made me, man? You know how many years I've had it for, and I haven't. This is the original battery in the kit. I think this is like 5-6 years old or more. I can't even remember. There's that red lithium.
Ed, turn that battery around. Is that old enough it doesn't have the fuel gauge on the back?
It doesn't have a fuel gauge. It's got nothing.
Probably.
And look, it works great. And I've beat them up. I've dropped them. Sorry, guys. For me, Makita has made me money. Look at that red lithium there. I don't know, man. The other thing that I gotta say about a lot of this stuff is some of it is subjective to how you use your tools, how you beat them up. And sometimes out of the lineup, you get some bad tools. I don't care what brand it is. You could buy Hilti saying, I bought the best. But out of the lineup, they gave you a bad one. It was a bum one. And sometimes you can't even tell till you're in the middle of some heavy usage. That's why for me, it gets kind of tough with some of like the torque test channels and stuff that do that. It's a good way to measure, but it's not a perfect way to measure. And I don't know if we'll ever have a perfect way, but it doesn't take into account the variance of the tool quality manufacturing of the last 50 tools that you could end up buying somewhere. And they may not be that good. You may have gotten a bum one. For me,
Yeah.
so far, Makita has made me a lot of money and keeps working every side job I got.
Now, I
Makita was the first lithium ion. DeWalt, you just look at all the job sites and what companies, what contractors have what brand, and DeWalt, they got the most money with all the marketing. They call all these companies, hey, we'll give you a deal, we'll put it on layaway, you pay us whenever. This is going to be your entry level toolkit that comes with your basic set of hand tools. I mean, everyone and their dog has DeWalt. And whenever I first started, that meant that everyone had the freaking NICADs, unfortunately.
Mhm.
And that's where DeWalt really, really crapped the bed on that. And that's when Makita kind of swept in and started taking control of that market. So you'd be surprised how much Makita is on the job sites just because of what DeWalt did for so many years. They got comfortable where they're at, just like they were doing until recently. They were comfortable with what they were doing, and they weren't doing anything innovative until recently. Just thank God they did something recently because it was getting stagnant pretty quickly.
Right. No, and I think we would all agree with that. That DeWalt for the longest time was stagnant.
Milwaukee's getting that way right now.
I would agree. I mean, I did a video where I said, is Milwaukee on the decline? And it in general got bagged because people don't like it when you question the king, But I told the emperor he had no clothes.
I don't know anybody that doesn't like when people do videos about brands being on the decline.
Yeah.
Just say
you have a fair point, but at least I was trying to be factual with mine.
fair enough.
That'd be the difference if somebody just comes out and they're like, it's going away and I have no evidence, then you're probably a schmuck and shit.
This thing right here, man, hands down. I mean,
Nice.
I've got a pipe strap on it for a belt hook. I made my own deal years ago. Milwaukee makes some pretty good stuff.
Yeah. I just want to point out, Pedram missed you saying pipe and strap on in the same sentence.
Do you want me to say it again?
He tells me to avoid these kind of conversations, this guy right here, and then he starts them, and I try not to get involved.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That's fair enough.
Guys, I have to tell you, my battery's going to die here soon. I'm sorry. I'm at the work site, and I'd have to recharge my phone. If I recharge it and come back, I will if you're still on. But before I go, I got to tell you, I bought this little Milwaukee. I know everybody was talking about the DeWalt one, but I got this Milwaukee 90-degree angle, whatever you call it, to get in those tight places. And, man, it saved my butt a few times on this job that I'm on right now. I got this kind of expensive, but I had a free gift card, so I used it. I didn't get the cool DeWalt one for real cheap that Deal Team 6 was telling everybody. I wish I would have caught that one, but I got this one instead. You guys have a favorite one of these? And if I drop, guys. I'm sorry. Love y'all, but don't take offense.
We appreciate
Deal Team 6.
Hey, the first thing about Deal Team 6 is you don't talk about Deal Team 6. Isn't that what you said last week?
Yeah.
All right, then. No. For me,
These
my favorite
two
right
guys.
angle, I have both the DeWalt and the Milwaukee. And I do tend to grab the DeWalt a little bit more. That's just me, though.
When you put the DeWalt up against the Milwaukee, you do a 180.
Yeah, I have them both. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say heart. They're 90 degree.
My joke was so bad, it just somebody laughed. I think that was Ed laughing off camera. I couldn't tell.
That was me.
Was
I
that you?
laughed at my own joke. But no, I was surprised to see that. So, Robert, you've got it in your hand. Is this your favorite?
I haven't really stress tested a whole bunch, but it does have a feature where once you put the bit in this thing, it gets sucked so deep in there that you have to use another bit to get it out of the back. Like a lot of these bit holders will stick out a little bit to where you can actually grab them, but this thing gets so compact that you actually can't even grab the bit. Like only the tip sticks out, and then it's got a magnet on the front that just grabs the screw completely flush. I've never seen anything like this. So many innuendos. Where do we start, right?
You're just falling all over yourself tonight.
I'm just doing it on purpose at this point.
You know, my right angle adapter is I just keep putting extensions on until I'm so far away from the fastener that I can kind of angle it into wherever I need to go.
See, look, watch. You take one of these standard bits here, and once you put it in here, like there's no getting that out. You see what I'm saying? You have to use the back piece.
That's a converter. It makes your pH2 a pH1.
Yeah, and then this is a magnet, so this actually grabs the whole face of the screw. I don't see this one sold anymore, but it's so compact, and if you're going to be using one of these, you're going to want something compact. So it's kind of a blessing and a curse because you have to take another bit to get your bit back. That's why there's a Phillips back there, because you push it through and it pops that out.
Cool.
Robert, Mama wants you to know he didn't call you a watcher.
A watcher.
I don't know what he meant by it, but he wants you to know that he did not call you a watcher.
All right. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's a llama insult. At least he tried. That's all I'm going to say.
So let's talk about the radius corners on the drywall in Pedro's house here. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It's a pain. How you doing baseboard with that is a pain? I don't know.
I want to say, at least he's got a nice picture of flowers.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Pedro, you're back.
Yeah, I went to go get some stuff.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I was thinking, pretty cool setup. $20 for one of these kits. It has the
Everything.
angle. What is it? 1/2 inch, 3/8, 1/4 inch. Has all the extensions. Then they have a bigger kit right now. It's on Home Depot's. It's on their gift aisles. It's actually got like a swivelly, flexible extension. And then
Is that the
they got
technical term for it? A swivelly?
yeah.
You
So for
join.
hand tools, this is a really good kit, but the other one's actually a better deal. That one's $25. Usually it's like $40. It's like double the size, double. I think it's like a 50-something piece kit. Then I would say for impacts, this is a pretty cool set. That gives you the.
Yeah. I got that
This
one
was
last year.
last year. This was going for 15, and it dropped to 10.
10.
That's a pretty good deal.
That's what I
now-
paid for it last year was $10.
I think right now they're doing like only 6 of these instead of the, what is it, 11, 9? 9. Can't count. But yeah, the same price for 9 now. And then
Yeah, I paid 15 for it. That sucks.
Yeah. But as far as like the angle, I got to get it out. But this one is the installation driver, and that was with a free tool you get for $220 or something like that. You get three batteries. I forget whatever it was, and I threw a 6 amp hour in there. But
Yep.
installation driver, and you get all
Oh,
those
yeah.
Yep.
all those different bits in there.
I love the magnet on the front of that. That's probably
That
the
is probably
most
one of the
innovative
best tools,
thing.
yeah.
I sorely want it just because it's a drill with a freaking magnet on the front for bit storage. I mean, how awesome is that?
Mm-hmm.
Have
Trying
any
to
of you
open it
guys
up.
tried the 12 volt
DeWalt.
multi-head from DeWalt? Other than I know Marius did, but
I
Mm-mm.
saw it today, and really, there were like 5 tools that I thought about picking up today, and that was one of them.
It's pretty.
yeah, I have
I-
the M12. I got it. I think I paid $130 on one of the buy one get one deals. It broke down to $130, but I know it went even lower than that at one point. All right,
And you can do it uphill, downhill, whatever.
I gotta get out of here. But keep it real.
So I got this rigid on sale. What do you?
Sucks.
It sucks. It sucks. I'm glad you said it. Because I got it on sale cheap, and I'm not happy with it. And this is my second most hated buy of the year, but I got it really cheap, so I couldn't make it my first. It's a good backup drill in case I
Which
lost
one is
power.
it? Which one is it?
Let's see here. What does it have?
The
Is that the Octane? No,
Gen
it's the Gen
5X.
5X.
This is the.
It's
What
the
does it
Gen
say?
5X. It's on the
Yeah.
back.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, Gen
It's only
5X. There it
700
is.
inch-pounds. It's only 700 inch-pounds of torque on that.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the feel. I don't like a lot of things about it, to be honest with you. I think I should try it out with a different rigid, just for your benefit, just so I don't rag on rigid, because I know rigid's good some places. I mean, I use their vacuums, I use a bunch of their stuff, but I'm not happy with this thing.
If
It
you
looks like it might be good for wall demo.
Say that again.
It might be good for wall demo. Just throw it against the wall a couple of times.
No, it's good for a backup drill. Use it for plumbing. Let it get wet and beat up. I don't care.
Yeah, there you go.
If you tried the Octane, it would change your world. I'm just saying.
I do since I'm on full screen now. I do like the light that's incorporated into the chuck on the Octane.
Yeah.
But
that
and I will say the new model max output brushless impact driver is excellent.
You see me? What do you? Oh, the skill light. The skill right angle. Yeah, that's nice.
This might also be one of my favorite buys too this year. This thing's pretty dope.
I gotta go watch your video because I've been thinking about getting that.
Man, I got it. I think I said on the video it was 60. I think I got it for 70, which is still a damn good deal, or darn good deal for a battery. And it came with this charger, so I'm not familiar with skill, which is dangerous to say as a tool person. But it comes with this jump charger right here, and apparently this jump charger, you can push this button, and on a fully dead battery, you can charge it 25% in 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yep.
And if you push the battery twice, it'll jump off the table and explode.
I will say this: the batteries get warm. Whenever I was doing the stress test with that Sawzall, those batteries get considerably warmer than the DeWalt's, and the DeWalt's get considerably warmer than the Milwaukee's. So
before it explodes, it says "Made in China."
Yeah,
China. Take care, guys. I'm at 9% on my phone. Love you all. Appreciate you. Thanks for letting me on the show. Have a great one, everybody.
What do you got
Take it
coming
easy,
out?
Ed.
What do you got coming out before you leave?
Video wise,
Yeah.
gosh, I don't have it filmed. I don't have anything in the hopper right now.
He's got a corded drill review. That corded drill laying on the floor.
Yeah, right here. What happens
There you
after
go.
20 years of usage? No, I got a few things that I got in the hopper, but I don't know which one I'm gonna come out next. So stay tuned to my channel. I'll tell you this instead. Watch my latest video. I've got something that I think is near and dear to all of our hearts, and it is getting kids involved with tools, getting that next generation all ready for these type of jobs so that they can support themselves both financially and or just do side jobs or home DIY stuff so they don't have to pay high price stuff. So watch my latest video. I got a cool Optimus Prime in there too. So appreciate you.
Take it easy, Ed.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I talk about my son on the channel, but I don't know if I've shared with everyone. But my son has decided to go into the trades. He's going to be a plumber.
Nice. I wasn't sure if that was going to be a joke or what, but then you were just quiet. So, yeah, man, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, I'm happy to see it. At 20, almost 23 years old, I think, and
that's not even too late. I mean, that's perfect.
Yeah, he's kind of been listless for a long time, and what I say to people is it's never too late to get into the trades. But
yeah,
everyone has their idea on it. But for me, I'm just happy that he's picked a direction and he's going to go with it. So, plumber is not bad.
No.
Hard to find good trade. It's hard to find tradespeople that aren't, Ed's age. He's not here. That's just mean. But no,
When you-
seriously.
You're not here to defend
Specialists
himself, poor guy.
older than him.
when 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 you say plumber, everybody's like, my first thought is like toilets, right? But obviously that's not the case, because you get water softeners, sprinklers. I mean, it's so vague. I mean, most new homes are going into PEX tubing. They need
Yep.
plumbers for that.
Not
Well,
not just that, but here in Texas, to be somebody that would like maybe go to a house and do some inspections or something like that, that's the only license that you need to do inspections. So you could be a combination inspector in the future where you don't even have to know jack about any of the trade except for plumbing, and you can move your way through a career. As long as you get your license and stuff and you stick to it, you've got really good fallbacks, because in the future there's going to be less skilled people just in general. I mean, just in that. I mean, I'm not saying that because with no proof. Whenever I started this, trade, the school classes that I was enrolled in got canceled because there wasn't enough participation.
Right.
So this has been a long time coming, and I've seen it for the last since 2011, and yeah, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. So that's a solid trade to do and something you want to stick with. In the long term, you get a lot of options, not just to retire as a plumber, but progress and help the trade in general. Just once you're educating or teaching or whatever you're doing.
Well, Tammy, thanks for being here and good luck with your internet. No, I think we've
Watch.
let an entire generation, maybe two generations of kids now grow up where the thought of going into the trades is just a foreign concept, because we've been telling kids for so long, well, you have to go through high school, you have to go into college, and then you find your job in corporate America. And for the by and large, we've actually told people that that going into the trades is, if you're maybe not the smartest individual in the world.
Yeah.
At least that's the impression. Maybe we're not saying that directly, but that's definitely the impression, as though working with your hands is a bad thing. I you know what? I am in awe every day when I see people that can do things with their hands and get the job done. That's why, like, I love having CP on when he's here, because he's a dude that gets the job done with his hands. Pedram's not making content, but I know he's an
Actually,
intelligent guy.
I
He's
got
an
2 videos
intelligent
up.
guy.
Man, I saw your voting videos, man. That was dope. That was really good work.
Yeah, I did the welding, and then I did a continuation of the last Hollister trip. So no, I did 2
Okay.
videos.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. But what I'm saying is, like, one of the reasons that I like having you on is because you have that knowledge. You're, the welding and actual building of materials. We need to have people like you on. We need to have and let not just kids but anybody see it. Because if you work with your hands, you always have a job. You always have something that you can do, whether it's for yourself or for somebody else. It doesn't matter.
So
It's knowledge.
you are on the point. So as what I'm trying to say is, I started in the trades. I was actually in the sheet metal trade. Since I started, I was 19 years old, and I got lucky enough to get into the trade. And it's not a secure job, but once you get in, you're in a union. Not everybody's for unions, but once you get into a union, you have a retirement plan, which is unsecure right now, but at least you have that to go for. You have a goal. Once you get into the trade, then you kind of figure yourself out. Another thing is, get in early. I see guys, I don't know how many times I've seen it, guys get in when they're like 30, 40 years old, and they have 25 years minimum to retire. You're going to be 60 by that time. If you don't have anything invested in at an early age, then you're kind of screwed. Your medical is not secure. You paying into a union is not always great, but it has some kind of benefit to it. So it doesn't
Right.
matter what you get into. I think you're completely right about getting into a trade. When you're older, you can't work. Your body's not made for that kind of stuff. So you got to get that out of the way.
It's true.
When,
Well,
yeah.
sorry, Robert. I'm just going to follow up with it, and I'll throw it to you. I apologize. I didn't mean to step on
Go
you there.
right ahead, man. You're not.
So here's what I'm going to say: the body part of being in the trades is the hardest part. So definitely when you do it when you're young. My idea though is that when you get into it when you're young, so that when you're older, you can bring other people into it. So you're not the one out there busting your back, busting your knees, hurting your feet all the time. You're in it. You learn a business. You learn a trade, whether it's working with other people, and you make those connections so that when it's your time, you're bringing in family, you're bringing in young people from high school or whatever, you're bringing it along. And I honestly believe that in sometime within my son's lifetime, people in the trades are going to make more than a doctor because there's going to be so few of them.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's getting that way. It's getting really bad. I mean, you can't even find contractors to do anything now. I was going to hit on the body part. I mean, back when, I don't know, 2015, 2016, I was building a parking garage, running the conduit in the rebar, and by the time 9:30 rolled around, we start, at 6:30, 7 o'clock. By the time 9:30 rolled around, I already had 15,000 steps, and I've got, I don't know, 4 or 5 bundles, maybe 2 or 3 just going up the stairs, but maybe 4 or 5 on my shoulder, 100 feet, 3/4 PVC at a time, walking from place to place, dropping PVC off, staging it. And then, you got to get it all in. And man, it's rough on your body. I used to be the gung ho, let's go get it. Let's go, go get her guy that was always like, man, this guy's a piece of junk, man. He's not doing anything. Like, I was always a motivator. And as much as it kills me to say, it wasn't worth it, because at the end of the day, your company, like, I don't want to say this negatively, but you need to do what you can do for your company, but that's about it. Like, I used to be promoting this, team effort thing, and that's what it is. It's a team, and if one person's working more than the other person, this person can get burnt out or whatever's happening, and you see that it plays into the people wanting to be in the trade more than not, and old people getting stuck in a trade, just like what you're saying. It all works hand in hand. There needs to be a shift of some kind of assistance with getting into trades, because it's getting to be a huge problem.
Yeah. Phil, what do you think?
I mean, the interesting thing for me is that I'm in my day job. I'm the guy on the other side of the plans and specs. I'm in the engineering firm, at least I do government work, commercial type stuff. And I'm doing the drawings and specs, but there's a lot of times where, I'll be out on a job site either doing a punch list or doing a survey for something where we're going into an existing facility and need to do some design. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the grass is always greener, I guess, but sometimes I'm like, as much as it's hard on your body to be out there doing physical work, I mean, I don't know. You read these studies about sitting at a desk all day might be even worse, So I'm the one sitting at the desk all day, not getting my heart rate up at all. We'll see who lives longer. I think it might be you, but
I can tell you right now, from the OSHA only started the mandate with the silica dust, 2016. So I can promise you there's gonna be a lot of people my age with forms of what's the one?
Issues
Silicosis. And all kinds of stuff.
It's like the modern asbestos.
Yes, exactly.
And I want to clarify, just because Llama has this up here, I am not putting people that work in the trades at a higher level. I'm just saying that there is a need now, and there's going to be more of a need because we have told generations of people now that working with your back and working with your hands is bad. And now we've got, as unfortunately, as we have that older generation retiring, my generation starting to retire, there's just no one to fill that void. So it's need more than who is better. It's just the need. And unfortunately, it's because we not only have we told people that working with your hands is bad, we've also told them that emotional thinking is the way to go, when we really need some calm rationalization out there. In particular, we need to let our young men know that it's all right to be a young man and to have some of those aggressive feelings. It's healthy. It's just part of who you are. And, you know,
We're getting real
that,
deep, Robert.
yeah,
but you're not wrong.
it all
You're not
works
wrong
hand
at all.
in hand. It all works hand in hand, because in generations past, working with your hands was seen as something worthy of being a young man. And not that anything else is not worthy of being a young man, but working with your hands, if you had somebody that could do it, they were a valuable member of society. They weren't looked down upon as they are today. And a lot of that is because we're doing emotional thinking as opposed to rational thinking. Or rational thinking will tell you that somebody that is building and can build and has that knowledge is worth their weight and not to be looked down upon.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing about the trades is not everybody's built for labor. Some people are, or, like you said, we're not trying to push the labor. It's also nice to be able to sit down at a desk, but it's also sitting at a desk. It has its downside too. You get arthritis, you get issues with your eyes. So every
Carpal
trade,
tunnel.
do something. Yeah, carpal
Yeah.
tunnel. My wife actually has that. She's a desk clerk. She does clerical kind of stuff. And then I'm labor, so my back, my body, everything's gonna break.
There's a mix. We need every type, right? But you're never, or at least not right now, you're not hearing anyone downgrade people that work in an office,
Right.
but if you hear someone go,
Not today.
I'm a plumber, right? There's an image that comes into your mind of the guy that doesn't know how to lift up his pants.
Yeah, but he sleeps on a pile of money every night.
He, God bless
Well,
him. NJKH, hello.
I'll tell you what, though, Robert. On the flip side, I mean, I think among tradespeople, again, in the industry, in public work, where you have to have a consulting engineer like the company I work for do the plan so they can get bid on, right? Public bid. I think in the trades, you have people sitting there going, that stupid engineer behind the desk has never hung a piece of conduit in his life, and he thinks his drawings and details look all pretty. That's not how you do it. And I try not to be that engineer. I try to actually go out, look at how they're installing stuff, take pictures. I try to do work on my own house, which is not commercial. Obviously, it's residential, but I've put some EMT upstairs, in the attic and things like that. But I at least try to see. It's like, all right, how are these guys actually doing it, so that when I'm putting pen to paper, so to speak, it's actually real world. But yeah, I think it depends on what corner of the world you're in. I think there's plenty of skilled tradespeople that sit there and laugh at the guys behind the desk like me. That
it's always going to be like that. It can't not be like that, because once you have the level of experience of, I guess, someone like me, and then have to have the level of experience of someone like you, the dude sitting behind the desk drawing the plans is 40 years old, starting, with the experience. And it's just, you can't, there's just not enough years in a person's life to do that. So that's inevitably always going to be that way. The guy in the field, needs to do due diligence to get in the field. The guy behind the desk, like you, needs to do due diligence just like you were doing, and go in the field every once in a while and see what's going on. But if that doesn't happen, it's just inevitably going to be this vicious cycle of me looking at the plans and scratching my head.
Well,
You know,
let-
you
let
want
me
a
describe
4-inch pipe in that 2x4 wall, but a 4-inch pipe is really 4.5 inches outside
Yeah,
diameter, for
and a
example.
2x4 is really 1.5 by 3.
3.5.
Yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah. So hey guys, I gotta run.
What do you got coming up?
I've got more stuff coming up with the power stack and the 15 amp hour. Maybe some tools that don't look so ridiculous with the 15 amp hour, but maybe do look ridiculous with a tiny power stack. So
All right.
you know,
I'll look
it can't
forward
be
to it.
completely reasonable. You know, that would just be
Nice.
boring. So I got more of that and some other things, some skill. I haven't had too much skill on my channel. Both the brand and actual skill.
That's true.
And so I don't know, lots of stuff coming up. I've got a pile of tools that I bought on good sales and still haven't reviewed. So working my way through.
Waiting for that one.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thanks for being here. And you know, we do it every Sunday at 7 Central Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. You should know you were on the first one.
All right,
All
guys.
right.
Have a
Thank
good
you,
evening.
sir.
Have a good week.
Have a good night,
If
Tim.
I don't talk to you, Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So
Merry December.
let me
Merry
just
December.
drive this home to you guys. All right. What I'm saying about the trades. In the 1950s, being a farmer was seen as a viable career opportunity for people, right? And now the word farmer is used as an insult. You know, I'm from New York. I lived in New York. Go, you want me to do it up for you? I got you right now, but no. It was seen as like a good thing, and now if if you are called a farmer, there is a stigma attached to it, not from the farmer himself, but from the person saying it. And that's what's happening by and large to folks in the trades. Things I can't stand it because I think people in the trades have skill, and skill is it's a commodity that 99% of the people will never ever have.
that
Yeah.
can be contradicting sometimes because there are guys in the trade that don't belong in the trade.
Well, sure. I mean, you can say that about any job, any position. Peddling. But no, but it's true though. Think about it. When was the last time you heard a young kid in high school saying, "I want to be a mechanic. I want
Me,
to."
actually.
What's that? Just you? And
That
how
was
long
me.
ago was that?
Yeah,
98.
well, there you go.
So
Yeah, a
23
little bit.
years, 24 years ago, 23 years ago.
Yeah, that was no. He's not. Joe's not
That's
here.
in a generation ago. Think about
It
that.
was quite a bit of but that was my generation. So yeah, that's when you're asking me, and I'm telling you.
JKH, if you're in the trades and you're in college and you're a farmer, God bless you, man. God bless you. That's what I have to say.
So actually, something JKH was saying, he was saying he's in the trades and going to school. I don't know if that was a question or not, but that actually is part of my trade. Was we did 5 years of schooling. I don't know if he's doing different type of schooling to continue. Oh, yeah, please. But that was a lot of dedication that we had to do. Now, the way the system worked before was you would do 5 years of schooling while you work. So you do your regular job, and then I think it was like 2 or 3 nights out of the week, we would go for 2 or 3 hours. I forget how many hours, but it was, I would say 2 hours out of 3 days of the week, we would be in school, and we would have that for 5 years straight. And then you turned out and you are pre-apprentice, and then you become an apprentice.
Yep.
And then you go through the schooling, and then once you finish your schooling, you turn out as a journeyman, and you start getting journeyman rates.
Yep. No, it's pretty much the same. I'll tell you how bad it was in New York, and I always speak of New York because I went to high school in New York. They used to they have a place called BOCES, which is it's a vocational school. So young girls they take and they put into like beauty salon stuff, and then they take the young boys off and they learn auto trade and some of the other trades. But BOCES is where they sent the kids that weren't smart enough, just in their words, smart enough to handle regular school. And that is an entire state-run program where they are telling kids, "Hey, you're not bright enough to go on to anything other than this. So we're instead of making you live on the dole or live off of the government, we're going to do this." And I think the failure rate on that is like 70%, and then those kids are listless. They've got nothing to do. Whereas if we had brought them up talking about the trades, really telling people this is what you can do, and really making it something that we concentrate on, because I came in, like, I started schooling in the 70s. We still talked about people that were building, right? Into the 80s, we started transitioning away from people that were building to propping up the businessman as the end all and be all for life. And then, like, by the time Pedram was out of school or whatever, it had transitioned to some intellectual entity, right? And it's just unfortunate that in such, well, it's not even a short period of time, but over such a long period of time, that we haven't really positioned kids for the future, because not every kid is an intellectual. Are you with me, Robert?
Yeah. I was gonna go on, man. I'm listening. Go. I'm listening.
But not every kid is an intellectual. Not every kid it can be a professional basketball player or football player. But if we had started teaching kids in the inner cities, not just the inner cities, but all across the country, I'm just saying the inner cities because that's the greatest abundance of people left behind. If we had started teaching them to go into the trades and teaching them that the trades were a viable option and that working with your hands was the way that you can build out of your area, build out of where you are and become better, not just taking a Mick job somewhere working for somebody else, but you have the ability to go out there and improve the life of yourself, your community, and your family for generations to come by using your hands. We let those people down, and we continue to let them down.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got emotional there because it's
Yeah,
not a topic for me. Like, I love to help people. I'm a jerk. I don't think anybody
Me
that's
too.
ever met me would not say that I'm a jerk, but I love to help people.
Yeah.
And if there's a way for us to Mike Rose doing God's work out there, but if there's a group of people that we have let down for our own arrogance in saying that intellectualism is the only way. Suburban Beard is here. Why aren't you here, Beard? The link is in Instagram. You schmuck. But no, you guys chime in on this. How am I crazy here or what?
No, yeah. So
No.
everything's gone into tech right now, and the kids got it so easy. Like right now, my kids are over here. They can't get anything done normally like we used to do. Like we used to go play outside. Parents didn't care about us. Now it's you can't get off the damn Game Boy. You're like, they don't even know what a Game Boy is, but heaven forbid it's not in color.
Yeah. I started in trade school. I went straight, got my GED, went straight to the trades. Knew I wanted to be an electrician. No one was offering classes. Finally found some classes at a county college. They got canceled like a week before I was going to join them because nobody was interested in the classes. So then I was looking for more classes, and I saw basic electricity for HVAC. He's gone.
Yeah.
He probably bumped the button that I bumped like every freaking stream. I've been really careful not to touch it this time. So, basic electricity for heat, ventilation, air conditioning. And I started with that, and then also did some refrigeration classes. And then the next, I only did 2 because I was also having to take other courses. The deal was if I stayed in school, whatever school it was, my insurance and my car would be paid for. I was 17 at the time. So I made sure to stay in at least so many credit hours of school. And the next semester, I did advanced electricity and more troubleshooting and just HVAC classes. But then when I ran out of electrical classes, I met a guy that was in this trade school called IEC, which is Independent Electrical Contractors. And it's set up like a union. And the more they explained it to me, the better it sounded because there was no tuition. It was pulled out of your paycheck.
Right.
And the school finds the job for you. If you get fired from that job, the school finds you another job, like within a week. So unless you're just an idiot, and then like you don't deserve one, but that has happened a couple of times for some people, but few and far between. But yeah, so the school owns you. They give you $1 raise every 1,000 hours. So the way a journeyman electrician works is after 8,000 hours, you can go get your journeyman's license, which is roughly 4 years.
Right.
So you would start off, the minimum wage back then, or at least what people were paying, was probably around $12 an hour. And keep in mind, you don't know anything. So, I mean, you're paying $12 an hour to be a sponge, essentially, and pay attention. That's what your job is.
Right.
Be a sponge and pay attention and hand things. For probably the first year, you're going to be a gopher. You're going to be, the B word. It is what it is. And if you can't tough it out, which a lot of kids this day and generation cannot tough it out. And I have given thousands now of dollars of tools to about 5 different individuals that have not stuck it out. And that's just the way it is. This industries are evolving door, and it always has been. But the mentality, just the emotional durability in a lot of people is lacking nowadays. And it's got to change. We need to get into these schools. We need to start promoting. My battery's at 5%. That's awesome. We need to start promoting, these trades and stuff. I jumped in that class, and I was going to college while I was going to trade school. So every night for 4 hours, every night, except for Friday, we didn't do school Friday. So every night, 4 nights a week, I was out from 5 o'clock to 10:30 at night. Right. And then you wake up and you go to work at 6 a.m. and leave the house at 5, and that's just the way it is. And that builds a character that you can't buy it. You can't. It's a certain character in individuals that doesn't exist nowadays.
And I think a lot of that is because we have told young men that being young men.
My phone's gonna die.
Sorry, but that being young men is somehow vile. It's some form of evil. We have bastardized I shouldn't say bastardized, but we have made young men feel like they are wrong for being young men. And yes, it goes along with the trades. And one of the reasons, like, why you guys hear me say it all the time, I do this channel because I love power tools, but I want to pass on that love of power tools, that love of tools and doing things to another generation so that it can continue. And I want young men to know it's all right. I don't know how many people tell me that this live stream needs to be more family friendly. The only thing this live stream needs to be is a bunch of guys being guys, talking to each other like dudes. Because why not? Why can't we do it? Why can't we just be men? Because if you're on the job site, you're going to hear some colorful language, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
And there's nothing you can do about it either.
No. You either suck it up or you suck at it. It's one of the two, right?
That's it.
Why can't we just be men? and express thoughts like men.
Really put your damper with Jesus when you get in the field. That's another topic that I'll probably make in a video pretty soon. It's a conflicting.
Yeah. Look at this.
Sorry if that got deep.
Welders in Chattanooga.
I
They
heard
need
something about a
1,000
welder.
welders in Chattanooga. Go name your price.
Give me a flight and buy a welder there, so I don't have to bring it with me.
All right.
I'll do
Tools,
it.
guys, like today, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We know that the live is 2 hours, but this is actually a lively discussion, so I don't see any need to end it right now.
I'm good.
Uh,
I'm staying.
Yeah.
I
Robert,
know
you good?
everybody's batteries are dying.
I'm
I
good
got
for at
mine.
least another 15 minutes or so. I'll probably be good.
All right. No, I'm like, for me, I think we've not lost a generation. We've just mishandled. And it's kind of like, you know, where do we go and how do we correct it? Well, I'm making, like, I don't know if you guys have watched my latest videos, but you're seeing me put in more uh, animated effects into them. It is not to appeal to the old fart that I'm doing that. I am trying to appeal to the younger kid out there and show them that you can still do this. You know, you can have these tools and you can play with them like I'm playing with them and whatnot, and it'll still be cool. I want to get them into it because, like, the tool community by and large, and this is something I wanted to talk about last week, but no one really wanted to go there with me. But the tool community by and large is stagnant here on YouTube. It's deal videos and it's dudes just driving lags into wood, and you know, we're not really talking about tools. This is the only area that you can come to and hear people talk about tools, right?
Yeah.
And no one, a young kid's not, they don't have the attention span right now to sit through a 3 or 4 hour live stream to find
Don't talk
out that a
about
bunch
Joe
of
that
old
way.
parts love tools, right?
Yeah, I did one with texting background in it. I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw that, where just to appeal to that.
Yep. And I've made it, I've made people aware that I want to appeal to a younger demographic, even though I'm an old guy. And I'm not very photo friendly. I know, Pedram. Believe me, I know. I see my face, but
I didn't say anything.
I
it's
didn't
all good,
I
buddy.
didn't laugh just now.
But honestly, if we don't start getting into that younger group and telling them, "Hey, this is okay," and here are some of the crazy things that you can do with a tool, but really talk to them and have that where we can at least have a conversation. Because right now, the conversation with young people about the trades is non-existent. So
Yeah.
if I can add in some of those fun elements, if I can add in some of those fun elements in a 5, 6, 7 minute video that makes a young person watch, and I can reach one of them or two of them and get them to start this tool addiction, like what we all have.
It starts when you get a house. And unfortunately, everything's shifted. I mean, my house is worth 250 more K than what it was when I bought it for less than 4 years ago. I mean, they're doing it on purpose too, but whatever. It's gonna be it's gonna be another shift. Like there needs to be discussions like this more open and available on platforms like this for that generation to understand, because not just being told to go to college for the last few generations, but also you're not going to own a house any sooner because of what's going on. I mean, you're looking at a ripple effect like we've never seen.
Right. No, 100%. It's 100% agreed between you and I.
Yeah.
And look at what Jonathan's saying. If people want to live an alternative lifestyle, whatever, but don't keep slapping the young men down for trying to be men, real men who want to work with their hands.
Black or white, like through
So one thing I was looking at is what JKH is saying. I know he's 21. I don't know what trade he's into. He's saying that going into the trade versus corporate business, it takes longer to go from down below to up above. Well, in the trades, there's seasonal jobs.
Yeah.
In corporate, it's not really that secure either. So you have to pick something first of all, finding a job is something, if you're talking about a career, is something you're going to have to find that you actually enjoy doing. If you don't enjoy doing it, you shouldn't be doing it. If it's something you want to learn and increase and just become better for yourself, the trades is definitely going to get you more. Getting into the trades is going to get you more experience quicker. Value comes after. The value is what you always are going to have. If you want to go into corporate, you're going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over. Again, you're not going to have the security of kids are going crazy right now, but you're just not going to have something to fall behind. That kind of goes with every job, but I would say it's worse in a corporate business.
No, I would agree with you. Here's what I say to people that would say that to me, and that is, you're going to end up at the same point. If you are highly skilled and you do a good job, people begin to pay you and pay you handsomely for that. Just as though if you get into corporate America and you prove that you are highly skilled, people begin to pay you for that. The avenue is different. Yes, in the trades, it feels like it takes longer. But how many people do you know with MBAs and doctorates that are not making as much as some of the high school dropouts that work 50 to 60 hours on the job site doing the exact same thing that they did when they were a kid? What about the truck driver? 100K a year job, being a truck driver. And we don't tell kids that that's a viable alternative? Sitting at a
So
desk?
there's your life is at risk driving a truck. It's hazard pay. So everything you do in the trades is like a hazard type of pay. You do get good pay. There is always you have to weigh your options on what you want to do. I live in the Bay Area. Well, I lived in the Bay Area. I live in California. California's cost of living is higher than, I don't know where you guys are at, but
Right.
it's insane. And the reason why I'm living where I'm living, I have to commute. My sacrifice is my driving to work to make ends meet. And that was a choice that I made because I didn't want to pay rent. And paying rent is pretty much a mortgage out in the Bay Area. So
Right.
where I'm at, my commute is 110 miles roughly one way. So I'm paying for gas, I'm paying for insurance, I'm risking my life. I get up, I'm spending 2 hours more on the road each way, depending on like 4 hours. But the pay is there, and it's I can't give you the financials, but it's worth the commute. Is just I'm taking that risk, and it was something that I've been in this trade since 99. We're pretty much right out of high school.
Right.
And I've been lucky to get that because I didn't really have a place that I wanted to go. I just knew that I was good with my hands and that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
And it just fell in my lap and I took it and I worked. I put myself into where I'm at right now.
That's awesome, buddy. That really
Thank you.
is. And if I were to speak to JKH,
Ready?
I would say, if you listen to me say something, what did I say? I said, when you're a young man,
Okay.
work with your head so that when you're an old man, or work with your hands so that when you're an old man, you can work with your head. You build a business. And you having the ability to go out there on the job site and show your employees that you know how to do it is an invaluable commodity that is missing from many of the corporate jobs of today, and many of the industry jobs that are out there as well. Don't get me wrong, there's no perfect world, and having a diverse background and being able to do both is setting you up for the future. So kudos to you, young man.
So I got to but I'll leave you with this. You worked as an electrician for 4 years. Get your journeyman's license. Minimum, you're looking at $25 an hour, and that's if you're a piece of crap. Not only that, but because if you're in the construction industry, you're in a somewhat of a larger company. Strength in numbers. So your insurance is dirt cheap. Most of your corporate jobs, if your insurance is dirt cheap, it's because it's a gift and it's really your pay. They're taking part of your pay to give you this insurance. Like your pay could be better if your insurance wasn't so darn high, because 50 employees with a multi-million-dollar company is one thing, but 800 employees with the same amount of money in that company, but strength in numbers, your insurance, it's a team effort. So you can get the low hanging fruit, or you can go for the higher, whatever you want to do. But with the trades, you got strength in numbers where your insurance is just absolutely dirt cheap. You get $500 typically. Your glasses, you get $500 for vision. Yeah, my wife's insurance for a school district was $800 a month. Whenever screw, I'll just say it because it's not controversial or anything. It's what it is. Obamacare, it was $800 a month, and mine was $150. And that's just the way it is. So there's a lot of good things. A lot of people look at the money and they're not looking at the benefits. And I can tell you right now, if you get into the trades and in the field and you get into somewhat of a larger company, you've got a lot more employees than a little office building will.
Sure.
Unless you've just struck gold and got a really, really good corporate job. Typically, what looks like good up front is in the long run not as good, and you're expendable. And once you start learning your craft and you really start showing your brand of your excellence, it's your chance to put yourself on the canvas. And am I the guy that put a coupling right next to a connector, or did I cut that whole piece of pipe down, run the whole thing out, put a bend in one piece, and then go straight to the connector? Or did I jack it up, miss my bend, and just cut it and try to hide it and put a coupling right before the box?
Right.
Which person are you going to be? Which one looks better?
Right.
And it's
Right.
your chance to put you on that job site at that location forever. You're building your own brand of excellence. You're selling yourself with everything that you do. So the whole mental health thing is obviously an issue. There's a lot of depression and stuff. You get a real sense of being when you're on a job site and you're producing for yourself and you're learning and you're bettering yourself every day. There's something to learn every day. I'm still learning things every day. I've been in the field since 2007, and I still learn something new every day. And when I mess up, guess what? I learn something else new, what not to do. And there's no shame ever making a mistake, because it's your chance to learn more. And when someone else makes a mistake, yeah, you're upset. Yeah, it costs a lot of money, but you look at it and hopefully they don't do that mistake again. That's the whole point in, learning and everything. So there's just a lot to offer in the trades that goes unspoken. A lot of there's a lot of hidden benefits for sure.
Sure. No, I agree with you. What do you got coming up since you're leaving us?
Man, I come out here, I'll make a video in 30 minutes and I'll have it up in an hour. I don't know what I'm doing until I'm doing it, usually.
I wish I could say the same. My last video took me 12 hours to edit.
Oh man. Well, it took me about 2 hours to make the studio. So that was some work.
Did you record it?
No, should I have?
Yes.
No.
If you didn't record it, then it didn't matter.
Man, I'm so careful with my private life of what I do that I try not to record anything. When I shine my phone over there earlier, I was like, oh, what did I just show? But I already took everything down. It's all good.
All right. Well,
all right, you guys have a good one.
Take it easy, Robert.
I'll probably do. Actually, you know what? I was gonna do the. You beat me to it, by the way. But I was gonna do the DeWalt 12 volt versus the Makita 18, and I've got the first generation 18 Sub Compact, which is actually better than the second generation. But so we already knew the Milwaukee was better than DeWalt. It'll be interesting to see if the DeWalt is better than the Makita.
Well, let me know when it hits, and I'll make sure to watch it. Although I think I watch all of your videos anyway, so
Yeah, I'll watch all you guys too.
we appreciate
All
you
right.
being here. Thanks, Robert.
Yep. Thanks for having me. See you later.
Have a good night.
Well, since it's just the two of us now, Pedram,
Were you thinking of doing that game?
I am thinking about doing that game.
All right.
Now, this is going to be interactive, and it is going to be for the people who are
chat.
watching this live stream.
The
Robert,
leftover.
you're still here. I see your nose. Oh, all right. It's going to be for the audience that we have here, and I've actually tried to bring this up, and unfortunately, I cannot. So I wanted to have a bunch of slides ready to present to people and get their reaction. So if you see a word or something, I want to get the first word that comes to your mind. And then the people watching are going to have to guess what that word is for us. Unfortunately, or what we would say. All right. So unfortunately, I can't get the stupid things to load. They only load in PDF. And unfortunately, I don't have a PDF converter. Look at it. It's Robert. How are you doing, Robert?
Another one, huh?
So, how do you think that would be fun? You guys ready? I'm just waiting for the people in the comments. Pedram's always ready. Look at him. He's got the face of a man that's ready to go to sleep.
I'm looking at I'm using my other phone for the chat, so.
Oh, I cannot. I can't hold the mic up here so that you all can hear me. By the way, how do I sound tonight?
Like you got balls in your
I
face?
am not holding up a sign. I'm not that bad yet.
You said hold up a sign?
Yeah. So if you guys if you guys in the chat aren't interested in this, we'll just move on and talk about the 2022, who we think is going to be the biggest mover in 2022. But that's up to you guys. So if you're interested, let me know. If you're not interested, let me know, and we'll just move on.
Seems like Dale's the only one that's ready.
Robert's saying rigid over here. What's up, Robert? What do you want to know about rigid? All right, so the first one up is a special shout out to Joe the Tool Guy. The word is ketchup. What is the first word that comes to mind when you hear ketchup? Oh, Pedro.
Are you asking me?
Life is good when you're just having fun doing this.
Everybody's saying ketchup or Milwaukee ketchup.
Look at that. So this will show you how into the tool world you are.
Brandon says fries.
Yeah, Brandon says fries. All right. So that's 6 people that have answered out of 12.
Should I ask my family what they think of if I say ketchup?
Ask your boys. Ask your boys.
Guys, come over here. I'm gonna get them on.
And then talk to them about the trades.
What do you think of? Come over here. Come on.
What?
What do you think of? What do you think of the word ketchup? What's the first thing what do you imagine?
What do you mean?
Ketchup. What does ketchup in your mind bring up? What's the first thing you think of?
Catching?
All right.
Pretty good. Good job.
Oh, and going up.
Catching up. Going up better than going down.
That's right.
So
All right.
Should read a shirt. Show them your shirt.
Good. I like it.
We all have some
All right.
funny shirts, I guess. All right.
All right. So, Pedram, when you hear the word ketchup, first word that comes to mind.
Hot dog.
Hot dog. There you go. And for me, it's Heinz.
Okay.
So, ketchup for me is Heinz. So hot dog. Most people in this tool world, they're going to say Milwaukee. So, our second word is Milwaukee. There you go.
Wait.
All right, so everybody, what do you think of when you hear the word Milwaukee? I'll tell you what I think of in a minute.
I could have got the ketchup in the first spot. I mean, if I know what they are, I could just pull them up.
Yeah, we'd have to do something beforehand and actually talk about stuff before we go live, but that's just not our style.
Here, those are the ketchup.
Look, and it's Heinz. So here is some of the. We've got M18, Sawzall, Godly. All right, you might be stretching it on this one. VSP with beer. All right. Got Fuel, Best Tools, Shockwave, Great Tools, Robert's Fanboys. I like where your head's at. And VSP. Two answers: Old Milwaukee and beer. Hey, ACM, how you doing, buddy? Think about L&S. All right. Well, all right, Pedram. Hit it. When you think of Milwaukee.
I actually think of the tool Milwaukee.
The first word that comes to mind for me is fuel. I think one person answered fuel.
Yeah. Michael Benusi.
Yeah. All right. Are you guys enjoying
reliable.
this, by the way, in the chat room or in the chat? Are you guys enjoying this? Do you like this? See, BW Electronic, he thinks tools with souls, buddy. You're right.
He's probably on your Instagram, and that's the only icon you have is the Milwaukee tool.
That's the M18 impact driver that I picked up from Direct Tools factory outlet for $60.
That's a pretty good deal. With the battery or what?
Nope, just bare tool.
Oh, okay. I scored a Surge on eBay for $40.
Ooh.
It wasn't working, so I just swapped it with a working one. But it was brand new.
Wow.
$40. Yeah, I was like, all right. So I went, I did the hack with the Milwaukee, and I just told them, hey, this one's not working. You couldn't know the difference. It looks the same.
Yeah. So do you guys in the chat like this? Do you like having this kind of interaction in a live stream where we just trust me, it'll get better. I'll actually have slides and stuff to show the next time we do this, but
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. You just let me know in the chat. And if you haven't, while you're chatting, hit the thumbs up and tell YouTube we like this weird
content
thing. Llama likes it.
Yeah, I gave you a thumbs up.
Yeah.
He didn't give you the middle finger.
That's a change. That's a change.
He didn't have a llama shitting on something.
All right. So, are you ready for the next word?
Let's go.
You're going to notice that they're kind of tied together.
All right.
Mustard.
Go get it.
He's going to go get some mustard. Oh. And it's Heinz mustard. At least he's in the Heinz family.
Yeah, I can cover just mustard, so you won't have any.
What do we care? Oh, look at this. So JKH with DeWalt. We have Brandon with hot dog. Llama Llama with Ira. that's pretty funny. Brat with Dale. Let's see. We've got French's mustard. I do like French's. And William Brody. He's Skidoo. I don't get the correlation with Skidoo, but whatever. All right, Pedram. Mustard.
I don't like the combination, but I think pretzel.
Oh, all right. That's fair. Pretzel and mustard, classic combination. They go together. When I think of mustard, I'm not a mustard guy. So I actually get like that kind of sour type taste in my mouth. I'm not a mustard guy. Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. That's what we're trying to do. We want to. If you guys just listen to us talk for a couple of hours, it can be entertaining. But we want it because
Interact.
the people that watch us are more important than the people that are on. So we want to pass that on. We want to get you guys involved, and we want Nathan's hot dogs. I do love Nathan's hot dogs. Good job, Robert. You and I are on the same wavelength on a lot of these, but I do not like mustard. So to go with mustard, the next word is DeWalt.
What, DeWalt?
DeWalt.
Go get it. Let me go get a DeWalt.
All right. I love snowmobiles. I just never knew that Skidoo was yellow.
Naming off words, and I'm just gonna bring them in.
And by the way, you guys, I take melted cheese on my.
Does that work right there?
Yeah, that works. All right, so Jonathan, I don't know how you fell behind on the stream. Look at this. A lot of good, interesting answers with DeWalt here. So Flex Volt Junk, Dale Bishop with yellow. He's original. Llama with fire. Brandon's got Flex Volt. Michael, he's got miter saw.
It is a Heinz ladder.
Flex torque. That's nice. That's a Heinz ladder. All right. All right. So
now I got to cover it up.
Your answer. Look at this contractor. Another good answer. What is your answer, Pedram?
Grinder.
Grinder. All right. And mine is default. That is my. Every time I hear someone say I got a DeWalt, I'm just like, that's, yeah, it's the default tool for a lot of people. It's also what they blame when they can't get the job done.
Right.
And there goes the DeWalt people.
you just lost Ira and who else?
Just Ira. I mean, and I think Tool or there's some guy that's on their stream every Saturday is like it's DeWalt or nothing or whatever. They're debating on whether you're thinking about dirty websites. I'm surprised he didn't say drill dough. It's probably because he's got the Makita brand.
Well, he said carpenters, and I was actually thinking carpet muncher. So that could have been one of your words.
Yeah. And the last one, now this one is not ketchup, mustard. There's no condiments in this one, but it was a word that ran across earlier today, and I was like, I wonder what other people think when they hear it. And the word is torque.
I know exactly what I'm thinking of.
All
It's
right.
not dirty.
Well, there you go. We found one word that he didn't make dirty.
And I can't find anything unless I find a well, maybe it has it on one of these. See if I can find torque. I don't know.
Me too.
No.
Look at this. Torque wrench, torque test channel.
Interesting.
Jonathan Sherwood knows you well.
That's not my tool, but this is my tool right here.
Pounds. All right. All right. Pedram, you hear the word torque.
Thinking of diesel.
Diesel. That's a great answer. And when I hear torque, power, which I'm surprised no one said. Torque is power.
Mm-hmm.
One more word. How about artisan? All right, we can try artisan. If you guys have words that you want to know, like, go ahead.
I think dildo was one of them.
Every time I hear dildo, I think Pedram.
It was actually
Pedram's
Josh. Josh is the one that keyed it, for us.
I know. Suburban Beard is the one that introduced the world to the dildo. If you all didn't know, and he had it like as a hot button. It was just there.
It was there. Well, he has like 12. He has 3. Are you still using your 3 screens?
No, I don't have the 3 hooked up yet. I'm not
okay.
that smart. Artisan food, nerd. All right. Restaurant used to have artisan bread. I'm laughing too hard to type properly. All right. Creator, coffee.
I think they're liking it.
I just, you know what? It can't just be us talking the whole time with them just throwing out. If we can make it part of, it's their show.
Yeah.
More than it is our show. It's their show.
Soy boy, huh?
Yeah, soy boy. Painter and soy boy. You hear the word artisan, Pedram.
I think of pizza.
All right. I like that answer. And I actually think of craftsmen in Europe.
Okay.
Because they are artisan craftsmen.
Okay.
So, see, Dale Bishop and I are on the same page. He thinks of a contractor or carpenter.
You were on the carpet muncher. You like that?
I got to tell you, I appreciate it not being a bunch of alternative lifestyle jokes today. Oh, well, I hope you guys have fun with that. So that's going to lead us right into fancy. Oh, look at Llama. He said fancy. Oh,
well, you could probably make a list for these guys to send you for the next week.
Actually, you know what? That would be great. If you guys watching this, if you all want to throw out a list to me of words that you want to associate or play this game with, then the next time we will take one of your suggestions and we will use it, and I'll actually have the slide and all of that. You don't want to know what I think of when I hear the word fancy? Artisan equals festool. Oh, Jim M Tech. That is a good one.
Yeah, it's crazy when you get one word and so many different people thinking about it.
That's, you know what, Dale Bishop is the one that came up with this idea. And all credit goes to Dale.
Good job, man.
If you guys don't know, like I talk to Dale daily, I think now. he has been helping me kind of wrap my mind around the whole editing thing, which I still hate doing, by the way. But I just spent 12 hours doing it for a 6-minute video. That's
It
the
works.
side of YouTube you guys don't get to see.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty good. Because then maybe you can do like an icebreaker to get people started to get into the chat.
That would be nice. I mean, I just, like, I do want to have, like, the people that come here, they're special to me. You know, how about backwards? Ryobi. I can tell you exactly. Anybody guess what I think of when I hear the word Ryobi?
Let's do it. Let's go with Ryobi. Let's see what
right.
everybody thinks about.
You guys, you tell me what I think the word Ryobi means and what you think Pedram thinks the word Ryobi means. And we'll see if any of you get it right. Look at this. Shaka. Puke Green. I don't know if Shaka's still here.
I think he left early.
Yeah, well, it's 2 hours, 35 minutes. We've been holding steady, though, at about 15 to 16 viewers at a time.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I that's why I changed from the other one. We had gone down to like 12.
Baby poop.
Baby poop?
I don't think Robert's seen baby poop in years.
No. But I know what those, what is it? The what is it? The string peas or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. A lot of people saying Shaka Gillis,
I was
Robert Garbage.
I was thinking that too.
Pedram,
nailed
home
it.
user.
What's that?
Somebody said it. They thank you. Brandon Lee said Pedram, home user.
Wow, what?
Yeah. VSV. Look at this. Value. P, inferior. Stud City, Chinese I am. I find
Chinesium. Chinesium. He's trying to say Chinesium.
Oh, I read it the other way. Shaka's favorite tool, big line, lower cost. Shaka
I was thinking
over on
Shaka.
Bears giveaway at one point. Yeah. I'm just going to leave that there. All right. Pedram.
Here, Dad. I found it.
All right. When I think of Ryobi, what you think of Ryobi, I was gonna say Shaka was gonna say Shaka Gills is what I was thinking in my head.
Okay.
You would have said Ryobi's trash. That's what. That's all I thought about when you heard what I would think you were gonna say.
Jonathan, I agree with you. Just trying to get the whole crew here is a pain.
Well, I know D-Tran was in here a minute ago.
Yeah. Well, D-Tran was driving earlier, so I want him to be safe. So, what do you think of when you hear the word Ryobi yourself?
The very first Ryobi thing I picked up was a backpack spur, so that was what I would be imagining in my head.
Okay. Yeah, it's real easy. If you know me, you know exactly what I think of Ryobi.
Vomit.
Trash. It is just trash.
Yeah. See? So we were on the same boat.
Yeah.
The sinking boat into the trash.
Yep. So now, what do you think? Do you guys have another word you want to throw out there, or do you want us to move on to the next topic? And the next topic being, who do we think is going to be the biggest mover in 2022?
Home Depot.
Tool brand. I know you don't like playing by the rules, but you know. I ask you what your favorite tool is you bought this year. Well, I bought some shit back in 1998 that I really liked. Okay.
I mean, honestly, this year I haven't had anything crap out on me. It's all been. I think I've learned my lessons from buying junk.
Stud City, of course, you can suggest a weekly topic. Actually, if you guys want to start making suggestions or whatever, my email is souls@toolswithsouls.com. So SOALZ at toolswithsouls.com, just like the name of the channel. So they said, Jonathan said next topic. He hates us and he wants us to go to the biggest tool brands of 2022.
Here, give me your email. I'll drop it in the link here. Souls.
Right.
They said souls with
Souls
tool.
at toolswithsouls.com.
Soul with.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So
if that's right.
you know what?
I spelled it wrong.
SOALZ. It's on the screen. Right under my face. Well, maybe not.
No, Jonathan Sherwood is under your face.
All right. Jonathan. There you go. Look. Dale wants saw. Dale, we're going to save it for next time. We're going to take suggestions from everybody over the week, and that'll give me a chance to set up and do the PDF slideshow garbage thing that this requires me to do. So we're going to save it for next week. We're moving on to the biggest tool mover of 2022. And for me, I'm going to say it, folks. Beto's right. Or is it Beto or Beto? Pedram, you're more familiar with this. I don't remember that Texas dude. Beto. All right. Yeah. Robert, for me, I'm right with you. I honestly believe that Rigid is going to be a big mover in 2022. I do not think they're going to be the biggest mover of 2022.
I think I know who's going to be the biggest.
Who is it?
I think Craftsman.
I'm just going to call you Robert. I have a language block, so if you hear me say Robert, I'm referring to you unless Robert is on the screen, and I'm talking to him. But apologize to you. I am just not very good with language, so that is my sincere apology to you. So look at this. Jim M Tech. Rigid is supposed to release cordless ratchet and 6 amp hour battery charger, or 6 battery charger soon. Yeah, the 6 battery charger is in the spring. The ratchet, it's a sub compact ratchet, and I think their sub compact is going to be huge. A big focus, but their brushless line is going to be their professional grade.
Lama's asking if I think it's going to be just power tools or hand tools or both. I think it's going to be, well, hand tools, they've already advanced a little bit on their ratchets, so that there's not much more that I can see them doing other than, I mean, they're not going to be like a premier tool quality because everything's still, they have the lifetime warranty on it, and they're not going to lose money on that. The power tools, I think they're going to upgrade more because everything's getting clearanced out, and then they're doing the power stack from DeWalt, so I think they might be taking on power stack as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be cool that they could integrate all DeWalt and Craftsman together. That way they don't have to, I mean, I'm sure they would gain profits doing that. That would be a benefit for them.
No, I agree with you. Craftsman's going to be huge. My biggest one, I think, for 2022, like, I'm looking at the stuff that's on Craftsman now, or on clearance now, and to me, it's a warning sign. But and this is hard to say, given that I don't have them on my channel. I honestly think Flex is going to make the biggest move of 2022. When they did their release, they had talked about having 200 new tools on market within 3 years.
Wow.
And we've only seen a handful of that. And I think it's because they were trying to wait out that lifetime warranty. So that they had promised the lifetime warranty this first year, or until the end of this year, rather. And I think they're going to be huge next year. I think they're going to, and that's just pure speculation on my part. The other one that I had in mind when I came up with this topic was Hercules from Harbor Freight, because they've been spending so much time building out that Bauer line, and they've kind of neglected the Hercules line. But if you go into Harbor Freight, like the Hercules 12 volt is basically the only thing they have in store right now, at least around me. And I know they had been talking about bringing in a whole bunch of new items, especially brushless. So for the homeowner, 90% of, or 95% of the people that are out in the world, not the top 5% that watch tool channels, I honestly think that, Hercules can start making inroads if they provide new tools.
Now, wouldn't that be a kick in the butt if Hart starts doing it?
You know what? Hart in about 5 years. Just mark it down. Folks, if you're watching this and you've made it to the 2-hour 46 mark, you mark this down. Hart is going to be one of the biggest tool brands in the world.
Maybe the premium tool from Walmart.
Well, it is already the premium tool from Walmart. That's
No, you mean Hyper Tough?
Hyper Tough. Now you guys saw me blow up a Hyper Tough doing one test. The Brandon Lee DeWalt 2022, and you could be right. The way they closed out 2021, if anybody said DeWalt, I wouldn't argue with them. But I think, honestly, I think Hart, not next year, but within 5 years, because they plan on expanding into every department, every area of Walmart except for food. But they might have like food storage options. I really think that's going to be amazing.
I feel like they started early clearancing out their brush stuff, and they probably have a head start. And then Ryobi's starting to do it, and who knows? They might change their battery line.
I don't know.
I feel like all the prices they're dropping, that Ryobi might be next in line after Hart.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with Hart, having an in with Walmart,
yeah, they're big.
Yeah, that's huge. Just and to be their exclusive house brand.
Yeah,
and you keep seeing it. Like they've been around for what, maybe 2 years now.
Yeah, yeah.
And now they've got tool storage. They've got vacuums, but not just the shop vacs or the wet dry vacs. But they've got stick vacs, corded. Like they're really moving in to things. And while I wouldn't say right now they're the best value or the best option, just being available at Walmart makes them a better option than I would say almost every other brand out there. Because every town, or almost, it seems like every town, but almost every town of a good size has a Walmart in it. And you can't say that about Home Depot. You can't say that about Lowe's. But you can about Walmart. And if there's a recession that comes, Walmart ain't going to get hurt in the way that some other retailers will.
Yeah, it's possible. Brendan Lee's asking about who do you think the best battery is going to be for the money. I have a feeling Makita recently, last quarter, was doing really well on their batteries with promotions, and that was a really good deal. Like clearance out a lot of their batteries. I would say that's probably the better, but it's you really can't. I can't say any is better than another with a normal prices.
Yeah.
I may be Rigid because they got the LSA, and that's the only one that'll back up their batteries.
Yeah. Best value. You know, I keep beating this drum, but the best value is Rigid in batteries, because you can get high performing and regular performing batteries that won't kill you. I got the 6 amp hour, which is I got it just to bring it to the channel. And that was $139, which that's more than I like to pay. You know, but direct tool factory outlets, when they start having that 6 amp hour factory blemish for like 110, 120 bucks, that's going to be hard to pass up. And then a couple of times a year, it's like 20% off of everything. Hi, Juan. Nice to have you.
Yeah, I was saying hi to him right now.
All right. And BWs, I'm not going to call you BWS because I can read, but BW is electronic. Being associated with Walmart makes it seem a cheaper quality. More buy it for a job and hope you finish. I mean, honest to God, that there's some truth to that. But the problem is, who doesn't shop at Walmart? Like, how many people have not gone into a Walmart? The availability, the best ability of a tool is availability. And it's the same with a human being, by the way. If they're readily available, then you know you can go get them. You can pick them up and you can use them.
Yeah, because I'm in a small town. There's a Walmart and there's a Home Depot, and that's the only two. Well, there's the Ace Hardware and Napa, but there's no Lowe's within the next 45 minutes for me. There's only that one Home Depot, but there's a Walmart like every, sometimes you'll find two Walmarts in one big town.
Yeah. No, that's true. I mean, I live in the middle of nowhere, Missouri. My town has a Walmart. 30 minutes down the road, there's another Walmart. 30 minutes down the road, the opposite way, is another Walmart. I used to drive 114 miles one way to work, and I would pass 7. So actually, if you're going to Walmart, it's not specifically for picking up a tool, but if you see the tools out there, there's a reason that you walk that center aisle every Christmas, and they have Heart tools out there and like making a great presence, and you never see that stock full, like, ever.
Llama's asking about your pruning saw.
Yeah, it works. It's not my favorite. I wouldn't have bought it a second time, but for simple tree branches. Now, I will tell you, the one I have ended up using a lot more than I thought I would was the Bauer pole saw. I got that just for the channel, to bring it to the channel, and I almost all of my pruning I do with that stupid thing.
Wow. Is it cordless?
It's cordless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it goes up to like 8 or 9 feet. I did start my what?
Oh, good for you, one.
I'm outplaced. So what?
Oh, you're right. That's me.
Juan, hey, I'll check out your channel after the live stream, buddy.
I think he's a car guy, so he might be in that realm.
You know what? I love cars, so I love learning about them. I love watching people do stuff with them. I watch Street Outlaws every Monday. That's my guilty pleasure.
My wife, she hates that because of all the cussing. And it is a little dramatic.
That's what I like about it. I watch Gordon Ramsay just because he swears at people.
I told her it's either that or South Park. Pick a choice.
Oh. The only reason I bought a tool from Walmart, you know what?
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
Brandon, you agree with me. The best ability of that tool was the availability of Walmart. Thanks for playing our game. Favorite hard, I don't know. I like that the people that are watching are more interactive with this. So we're coming up on 3 hours. That seems like a good place to stop. And I'm getting
Yeah,
tired.
I'm getting the stink eye from my wife.
Yeah. Well, just give her the brown eye back.
That ain't gonna. That's why we're married. That ain't gonna happen.
Oh, you want to stay married?
Yeah, stay married. No complaints here.
No, that's good. So, what did you guys think of the format tonight? Did you like playing the game?
I think they did.
You know what? I think so too. I would love to do it when everyone was on, so that we could get a truly diverse panel. And I actually like it better where the people, if you guys send me suggestions for a list, or you send me a list of words you want to see, just send it to my email, souls@toolswithsouls, and I'll see about making PDFs so I can throw it up on the screen and you don't have to look at our ugly mugs all the time.
I think it would have been nice to get Josh on here, but he just disappeared. Came in for a quick minute.
He hit it and quit it.
Yeah, right.
Didn't even lose $20 on the nightstand for the cab.
Yeah. But I think it would be cool to get some of these guys to. Yeah, I don't mind having getting involved with the chat, because not a lot of channels focus on the chat, and it's kind of sad they don't get the respect sometimes.
Yeah, and first of all, you're 100% right. The people that are watching our videos are much more important than we are. The people that watch the live stream are much more important than we are. And the moderators, they are also more important than we are. We're just guys talking. It doesn't take any skill or talent. It's just, it is what it is. I want people to know that we love them and appreciate them for being here and giving us their most valuable asset, their time. And yeah, sort of like a radio call-in show. I love it. If you guys want to make topic suggestions, anything.
Yeah, do like you're gonna be an MC for a radio, start throwing songs out there.
Calling in Tool for Souls. No, but I want to have I want to have people in here, and I want to share with them, and I share my life. I always talk about my life on here. I share it with people. I just want you need some clickbait. Joe cutting those iPads. You know what? I am good with the not doing the clickbait. If my channel doesn't grow, I'm all right with it.
One of these.
Yeah, cut it up.
Cut it right here.
Drop that DeWalt mustard ladder on it.
I think they want me to cut this thing.
Go ahead.
Well, the only cutting we'll do is cheese.
I like a rigid 2, Juan. But with that, we're going to say good night. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for being here with us. Always a pleasure to come into your homes every Sunday. And we'll be doing it 7 o'clock Central Standard Time next Sunday, day after Christmas. And I'll probably be wearing something stupid. Tune in.
Oh, you can have a log you can drill into.
Oh, woo.